to Curse of Strahd. I'm Christiana Ellis. I'm the Dungeon Master, and we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo!
We have all but one of our players today. We have Lee Burdett playing Honor, the Tiefling Ranger.
Hello.
We have Nutty. I always go back and forth on whether to call you Nutty or Nukjas.
Both work.
Nutty as Shadow, the Elven Druid.
Greetings.
We have Nobilis as Zia, the Human Wizard.
Greetings.
Rockjaw as the still evil and really hairy half-orc barbarian.
Not evil, powerful.
Evil. So we are missing Tim Dodge playing Pavel, the human cleric, today, and of course other members of the party still with the party allies. You have Ismark Kolyanovich, whose sister has been kidnapped by Strahd for the purposes of a marriage, apparently, in Strahd's kind of unholy perversion of true love and marriage and all of that sort of thing. And you have Adrian Martikov, a were-raven. You have Esmeralda de Avenir, a vampire hunter. And let's see, who else? Casimir Velikov, a elf of the same tribe that Shadow belongs to. And you guys are in a rough spot as we left things. You, in the Amber Temple, you realized that seeking out the powers provided by these dark artifacts in there was having undesirable effects on your characters' personalities, and with Esmeralda's help, she conducted a ritual that allowed Zia to reject these offerings that had corrupted him. However, Rockjaw made the decision to keep them, and so he is still under the influence of those things, but also that means he has the strength and power granted him by those things. But you all decided to abandon your search of the Amber Temple, concluding that any power you might find there was more trouble than it was worth. The only ones who kind of really disagreed with that plan were Rockjaw and Casimir, who would have preferred to keep searching, but neither of them wanted to do it by themselves. And if the rest of you were going to leave, then... So, you made your way out of the Amber Temple. You know that you're now on... You slept the night there at the entrance of the Amber Temple. You know that at sundown tonight is when the mysterious invitation said the wedding ceremony would occur. You have your plan for how to get to Castle Ravenloft, but as you reached the bridge over Zelenka Pass, you were ambushed by Aragal, the Vistani who was the first to deceive you into the lands of Barovia, and he knocked out Ismark and attempted to steal the Sun Sword. You were able to stop him from escaping with it, but he still managed to throw the hilt of the Sun Sword over the cliff before you killed him. 2 other vampire spawns showed up. One, the kid that you had initially rescued from a windmill way earlier in the game, and Perry, the now vampire spawned halfling that was once a member of your party. Perry's vampire spawn was turned away by Pavel's turn undead holiness, and the other one, the kid, jumped over the bridge. And then a rock, a giant, enormous bird, grabbed Pavel and is now holding him over the cliff, and Casimir cast a fly spell, and he's going to try to catch him, and then Shadow's in the eagle form, she's going to try to get the Sun Sword, and it's all crazy. You guys ready to keep playing?
Yes. Let's continue this literal cliffhanger.
All right. So, I believe that when we called cliffhanger, we had just had Shadow, in her eagle form, attempt to fly after the falling Sun Sword, and didn't initially see it in her first attempt to spot it falling. And just for the record, because, in a game like this where time is abstracted a little bit into turns, right? How quickly things fall is not a given, right? We can try to imagine it, but how does it fit into the rules? So with both the Sun Sword and Lucian Vampire Spawn, both of them are going to essentially fall the full 500 feet in the next round. So the way I'm dealing with it is he just jumped off the bridge in this round.
Okay.
The sword was just thrown in this round. But
and both of them are falling.
Yeah, but both of them are falling, and essentially once they're fully falling, they get a turn to fall. They will fall the whole distance. Because 500 feet sounds like a lot, but if someone is actually falling for 500 feet, it does not take that long to hit. 500 feet seems really high when you're standing on it, but it would really only take a few seconds to fall that far. So that's kind of where we're at. If we just had Shadow's turn, that makes Ismark's turn. He is unconscious but stabilized. Now it is the Rock's turn, and the Rock, I believe, from Pavel, was just blighted and very unhappy about it.
And you told us that it dropped him.
Well, I think what I said initially was that it dropped him, but then I kind of retconned that it would do something on its turn. But that means now it's dropping him.
Okay.
And so what we need is Casimir, who had prepared himself with a fly spell and was hoping to try to do this, is going to make a dexterity saving throw to try to catch Pavel as he falls.
Just give me 1 second. I didn't actually have his character sheet open. I forgot.
I'll go ahead and run Pavel today, because everyone else has got. Well, let's see. I don't know. You don't have an NPC right now, do you, Lee? Do you want one?
No. Sure.
I mean, if you would rather not, that's fine. I can do it. I'm just, giving you the option if you would like.
I'm fine either way.
All right. Well, I'll just do it because I'm more knowledgeable up front about what he's got in his sheet already. You don't have to learn it that way.
So, did that help?
I'm sorry, did you? Oh, you made your, yes. So 15. So, yes. Casimir, with his flying spell, was able to rendezvous with Pavel as he falls. Here's the trick, though. He's using his reaction to do that. The fly spell is not strong enough to allow someone to carry a whole nother person. However, what I'm going to allow that is, you guys are, so Pavel and Casimir are not going to be able to stay at their current elevation. They're going down, but they will not take full falling damage. I'm going to say they're essentially descending at half speed. And they're currently above the river.
Curious if he has feather fall. That would be just too helpful, wouldn't it?
Well, actually, I have a plan.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So, as with the other things that started falling this round, we'll essentially deal with that the same way. Meaning, like, when they come up again, that's when that'll happen. So, that was the Rock's turn that he dropped them, but now its actual turn is happening. Let me get its stuff. I didn't. Oh, did I give you guys the Rock handout? I didn't. Let me go ahead and do that. I mean, you can kind of see it on the screen, but.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Wow.
Pretty.
I don't have everything quite as organized already this time, just because there's a lot of potential stuff you guys could do this episode, so I wasn't 100% sure what best to spend my time preparing on. But so the Rock having dropped its quarry and kind of turning around, is actually going to swoop back over the bridge and going to try to grab the wagon itself.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it is going to grab the wagon, and I need Esmeralda and Zia, who are kind of still sort of on it next to it, to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
And so Zia is able to leap away and land safely back on the bridge as the... yes, both Esmeralda and Zia are able to leap clear of the wagon as the rock essentially grabs it and drags it over the railing
Okay.
of the
Okay.
bridge. And so it doesn't just grab it and then soar away with it. It's sort of pulling it because it's a lot heavier than a person. This is pretty big, but the
Okay.
wagon is...
So it's like, is it like dragged it off the bridge? Is it
Yeah,
on
it's-
the bridge and just teetering? What's the situation?
Yeah, so I'm going to say as it finishes its turn here, it has pulled it far enough off the bridge that it's going to fall.
Okay.
And it's still in its talons. Meaning
Okay.
if it let go right now, it would drop, but it's still holding it right now.
Okay. It's my turn, right?
Yes.
I have a question about what I know about her cart.
Okay.
If it were to explode, if the trap in it were to be set off, would the rock be affected if it's holding the thing?
It would certainly create a big enough explosion that it would definitely affect the rock. And
Would it
pretty much
affect-
anything in a 30-foot radius.
A 30-foot radius.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to hold my action,
Okay.
and I'm going to tell Esmeralda, I don't think we're going to be able to save your wagon. I'm going to hold my action, and when the rock is more than 30 feet away, I'm going to cast Fireball on the wagon,
Okay.
which will also hit the rock,
Yeah.
and hopefully also set off the trap, which would also hit the rock.
All right.
However, I will abort that if Esmeralda tells me not to.
No, I think that she is watching it. She's seeing how the wagon is essentially going. Looks like it would fall off the bridge one way or the other.
Right.
At least she's. Yeah, so she's reluctantly on board with your plan.
Okay. So that's my action.
All right.
And actually, in order to make it more likely that I will be outside that, I'm going to move up to the end of the bridge, so I can be a little further away
Okay.
to make that outcome a little more likely.
Right. Okay. Hang on. I'm just going to actually pull up the thing right now that specifically says what the
effect of the explosion is.
explosion is. Where is her wagon? Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, so lots of stuff going on. Let's see. Okay.
I also don't want
Yeah.
to shoot it Esmeralda's too close. So
Right. So yeah, that makes sense. That you're holding your action for it to be far enough away that none of your allies are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because you do know I mean, you've never seen the trap go off, but you have knowledge of how much alchemist fire is involved.
Yeah. Which is a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so it is Casimir's turn. He has managed to grab Pavel, but the two of them are going down. And so you're going to basically be descending about 250 feet this round. Because I'm saying that you're descending at half speed. But he can sort of aim his trajectory.
Okay. Well, if he's going to aim more towards the side of the cliff to try to get some purchase, I think.
Oh,
Or does he wanna aim-
yeah. So what I'll say is that if you guys
Does he
are
wanna aim
heading
to
for the
water?
cliff, you won't fall as far, but you'll hit the cliff.
Yeah.
As opposed
I think we're
to
actually
trying
going
to
to aim
land-
towards the water because that's more likely we'll be able to
Survive the impact.
Sure,
survive
sure.
that. Yeah.
Going straight down or moving in any particular direction?
Trying to avoid any rocks if possible.
Okay. But I just mean otherwise straight down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we can say he is trying to find a spot of open water in the river to land, but otherwise not shooting for any specific location.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So
And yeah, and I don't see Featherfall, so it's not like
no, I don't think he has it. And he used his reaction to catch Pavel in any case. But I guess it's his turn. He could.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But in any event, so they are descending rapidly. But I would say any of you who happen to be looking over there would have seen the catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why Zia did not do the other thing he was thinking of.
All right. It is Adrian's turn.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Adrian could try to help this fight.
Adrian is in his half form, I believe we had established.
Yeah.
A lot of speed then.
Ravens are really good at finding shiny objects.
They're also pretty strong.
Yeah. So if what we want to do is have him aid Shadow in searching for the falling sword, we can say he uses his action to do that, and then she will make the
Got something else in mind.
Okay.
Because he can reach them falling.
Okay.
Okay.
Because his fly speed is 50.
Yeah. Okay. So he is yeah.
So he kind of his head swivels a bit. He looks over at the now falling out of sight light of the sun sword over the horizon. People chooses the people over the thing every time.
Okay.
So you will essentially be attempting to further slow their descent.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Maybe between the two, they might even be able to carry Pavel. He's not that heavy.
Yeah. What does the fly spell actually say? Casimir cast it, right? So it's in his...
Yes, it is. Hang on 1 second.
Now, Adrian's not strong, but but
And there.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, it doesn't, I guess, make it clear. But yeah, okay, so, you know what?
It would have to do with encumbrance, right?
Yeah, I didn't...
well, if the two of them are standing on the ground, could they pick up Pavel?
Here's how I'm ruling
if that's
it.
The case, then
Here's how I'm ruling it. The two of them together are going to be able to carry Pavel, but you'll first have to arrest their downward velocity. So I will say that probably you guys will be able to avoid an impact by the time you get near the bottom. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's what he's going for.
Yeah. All right. So,
Okay.
with both Casimir and Adrian helping, you guys believe that you will be able to land safely. The three.
So then we can land on shore.
Yes. Instead of in the water, if that's what you want.
That would be better.
Okay. Aragol's turn. He's dead though. Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to release the intelligent briar patch. Whatever.
Okay. Oh, the
I keep forgetting. Spike growth.
drop concentration on spike growth. Okay.
Yeah, okay, and I'm going to go over and cast Cure Wounds on its mark,
Okay.
so he can finally wake up.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets 10.
Okay.
Careful, there may be a large explosion soon.
All right. Oh, you know what? I just realized Tim would normally be running his mark, so I'll do that too. Okay, so yes, he comes awake and he immediately starts feeling for the sword and doesn't have it and looks at you with horror.
Don't worry, Shadow's looking for it.
Okay, thank you. All right, Esmeralda's turn.
Esmeralda has a great deal of respect for that wagon, so she is also going to back off. In fact, she could lightning bolt it herself and do it. Now that everybody is out of harm's way. Well, is everyone out of harm's way at this point?
Yeah, so again, because the turn-based falling is a little funny sounding, how close falling vampire spawn is here, I'm going to say he has fallen out of range.
Okay.
But everyone else is these are 10-foot squares. Yeah, I'm going to say that you don't have everyone quite out of range yet.
Okay. Actually,
because it's 20-foot radius, right? So for the wagon. So if we're gonna say, I'm gonna say the. Let me draw a rectangle here. I'm gonna say the wagon currently is like that.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of turned it and it's toppled over a bit.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay. So if it exploded now, we were way too close.
Yes.
We're within like 10 or 20 feet of it.
And they'd probably take out the bridge.
And it'd probably take out the bridge. So we're gonna wait and hope that the rock actually does drag it off the edge there, or at least there will be hopefully there will be a moment when it's the right time to cast the fireball.
Okay. Does Esmeralda want to move further then?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea just because the explosion could be quite nearby. Probably a good idea to move further.
If Zia would have moved further too, then that's fine.
Oh well, he doesn't want to block his line of sight to the
right. Yeah. Okay.
to the rock. So that's why he stopped where he is.
Right.
Because to move any further would do that. But Esmeralda doesn't need to. So she's a little worried about the cluster of people who've gone over the edge. So let's see, 10, 20, 30. She's going to move around over here where she can keep a better eye on them. Yeah, that's going to be her whole action, is just to move to there.
Okay. All right.
And Zia is going to say, "Get off the bridge."
Okay. Let me pull up Pavel as he's falling. Let's see if he's. My dog has hiccups. Let's see. As he's falling, he's doing okay hit point wise. The talons, hurt him, but he's not too bad off right now. Is Casimir injured? Was Casimir injured, Nutty?
I don't think so.
I thought he was injured when the rock picked him up.
Pavel was.
Oh, that was Pavel.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
I mean,
it looks like he's full.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
to compare to his total. Yeah, he's full.
All right. So I think then Pavel is.
Adrian's beat up, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He's not. I mean, his little token shows full.
Oh, I didn't know I could change that. Yeah, he's at half.
Okay, what should he be at? 15? 16?
I got it here. There.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, okay. Well, so in that case, then he will. As they go down, he's going to go ahead and tap him with Cure Wounds.
Prince Justin in the chat says Pavel as the cleric fell.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So that's 7 healing for Adrian as they go down. And I'll say that basically with Pavel's turn, who was the one falling, I'll say that the three of you now kind of touch down right on the bank of the river here. Pavel, I say the three of you, Casimir and Adrian and Pavel do. All right. Anubis.
He's not quite sure which way he wants to go. So let's see.
As a
I
reminder,
kind of wanted-
there is a roof over these two towers here. So basically, if you went inside there, you essentially have complete cover.
Right. Just so long as the explosion, just so long as the explosion doesn't make the thing collapse.
Well,
I want to have him going after the sword. Actually,
it's over the cliff. It's a steep cliff. It's hundreds of feet.
Yeah, so he's basically just going to go back to honor.
Okay. So Zia had that's what he does. All right, rock job.
Yep.
All right, still fresh out of the rage, having killed that guy last round. He's going to run forward. Hopefully people get out of his way. If not, he'll just sort of shove them aside.
All right.
To get there, hopefully close enough to take a swing at the thing.
Yeah.
Is it with a rage?
Yeah, because it's basically still holding on to the wagon as it pulls it off, so.
That's so
Reckless. Swing! Give me a wing.
Alright, whoops. Where's my rock
Gonna eat
sheet?
good
There we
tonight.
go. Yeah, so 23 hits.
24.
Yeah, 24
It
hits,
was,
yeah. Okay.
17 to hit, or 17 damage.
Yeah, 17 damage. Okay, so it definitely takes that. Let's see.
Wicked
Yeah.
wing.
Yeah, it
Maybe I'll get another
flapping.
head to drag around.
Yeah.
Oh,
13 unfortunately is not does not
get it
hit.
just out of my range.
Yeah.
Come back here, you chicken!
You are buffeted by these enormous, just the wind from its enormous wing beats is enough that it's difficult to even walk upright going in that direction, but you manage to kind of push through. But it's definitely feeling that, but does not let go of the wagon. All right. It is the vampire spawn's turn. Parry one continues to flee. So 1, 2, 3. All right, and little one is falling, and I already worked out ahead of time that he takes 43 damage from that, which is he's landing in the water. He actually regenerates 10 hit points on the way down, but takes 43, and so he is left, significant wounds, and also to the extent, probably Shadow with her eagle eyes would be the only one who might even be able to see. Sees him plunge into the water, basically.
Does running water have any effect on vampires?
Well, you don't know. You can make an intelligence check if you'd like.
Okay. I would like to because it's I am an apprentice vampire.
Yeah.
So just an intelligence check, not.
Or if you have like history or something like that.
Yeah, nothing else that's appropriate. I don't have any skill in it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, intelligence then.
Okay. Why is this not letting me? Oh, there it is. Oh crap!
You are pretty sure that running water just kills them. You definitely heard something about it.
Okay.
All right. That was the vampire spawn's turn. So, Shadow,
Yes.
you are going to make another perception check with advantage because you're still a giant eagle.
Yes. I need to do that on the eagle's perception, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think
Well,
you have advantage on it.
perception technically is wisdom,
Right.
which is the same. So you use your wisdom score, your perception score, but roll with advantage because you're a giant eagle.
Oh, okay. Because I thought the giant eagle had bonuses to perception.
It does. You know what? I'll let you do whichever's higher.
Yeah, I'm pretty well.
I mean, you're a druid.
You know
You
what?
have high wisdom generally.
Yeah, I do. Where's my
So,
perception?
whichever one is
You know what?
higher.
I'm just gonna do shadows because it's
Okay.
open.
All right, and with advantage, 24.
Oh yay!
Yes. So as you are soaring downwards, basically faster even than normally you would be falling, which you probably recognize is going to be dangerous here in a second, that you're moving that fast. But not only do you sort of out of one of your sort of eagle eyes on that, kind of off in that direction, you see sploosh, vampire spawn land in the river, but also tink, 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 little glittery thing is bouncing along the rocks near the river.
Okay, and can I try to get it?
What you're gonna need to do, let's see here. I'm gonna have you make a dexterity check to try to grab the sword hilt while pulling up so that you don't crash. Either that, or if you want, you can just say, you just watch where it went, and you're going to slow down, and I'll let you just sort of land and pick it up next time if you want. But if you want to get it this turn, you're making a check.
Where did it land? Did it land on the?
It landed at the base of the cliff, like right here, so not in the water.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take 2 turns to get it because
Okay.
I can see where it is, and vampire spawn is pretty far away.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you saw him
I
sploosh
think
into the
I'm-
water. So he hasn't come back up that you've seen yet.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to.
I am confident that I can just slow down and pick this up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you've seen the sword land right there.
Awesome.
I don't know what that little shape is, but that's the sword. That's the sun
It's a
sword.
sword.
Yeah, obviously.
I knew what it was.
Yeah, and the sun sword, of course, when it's not activated, is just the hilt, but it's still, shiny enough that you spotted it with a perception of 24.
Wait, so it's just the hilt?
Yeah, because
Because the sword doesn't activate.
yeah, it's like a lightsaber.
You ever see Thundar the Barbarian? Just like that.
Or even better, Slayers with Gowry Gabriev.
Or a lightsaber.
Or like that's what I'm loving.
All right. So, yes, you have spotted the sword, and you will be able to get it on your next turn. If you will say you've essentially, you're taking this turn to slow down so as to not crash, but landing at the spot, and you'll basically be there ready to pick it up at the start of your next turn. Ismark's turn. He is up and able to move now. He just saw Rockjaw run in, but he also heard Zia say, "Get away from the wagon." So I think he is gonna, he's a little bit panicked, but he's basically willing to take instruction. So he will, he'll back off and kind of get around back here to safety, because he, healed a little bit, but he can't take much more. Okay, so I think he'll basically take the dodge action, so if anything comes at him, he's in defensive mode. Right. It is the rock's turn now, and it is going to continue to drag the wagon off of the bridge.
Rawr. Come back here.
Yeah, so get opportunity attack as it pulls away,
Yes.
Rockjaw.
Come back here with my supper.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, that hits. Another 12.
Whackity.
Oh, see, my attempt to change it last time didn't take. So let me let me go ahead and see. 177. Okay, there we go. So this thing's taken some hits, but it's also not too bad off yet. So it does pull the wagon away, and for now it's managing to kind of stay aloft with it, but you can see that the wagon's still pretty heavy for it.
Is it now far enough away from my held action to go off?
Yeah, well, so you wanted to be 30 feet away?
Yeah, because
So-
it's descended too, right? So,
Yeah, and these squares are 10 feet each, so it's descended
if
a little
Rockjaw
bit.
gets caught in it, I'm not going to worry.
All right, well, I'll say that Rockjaw does just... You know what? Because it's a little bit off the bridge and a little bit down, I'll say Rockjaw gets to make he'll make a saving throw, and he gets to make it with advantage because he's partially covered by the railing of the bridge.
Okay.
I get an advantage because I can see it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it's actually, believe it or not a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, what is it?
Constitution.
Oh, wow.
The save for the fireball itself is
Right, but the fireball is only 20 feet, so
okay.
you can have him not be in that range.
okay. All right.
All right.
Oh,
So
there we go.
fireball on the rock, right? So first of all, it makes
Actually, I'm centering the fireball on the
Cart.
cart.
okay, but in range, so it still makes
Yeah.
the okay. So it's still going to make the saving throw.
Oh,
Oh,
Dang.
So the rock, I think, is maybe just in terms of the flavor of it. The rock basically senses the spell starting to come off and drops the wagon, so it's starting to fall away as
Oh boy.
as the fireball is going off, and that's just why it's going to it takes half the damage for the fireball.
right.
So, but
How long is
then
it going to take the cart to fall?
well, hang on. So it's not starting to fall.
pieces of-
Like it's only just started to fall when the basically the rest of you see the fireball erupt, but then an enormous, much bigger fireball erupts as the wagon explodes around it. And let me. I had the. I closed it. Let me. Sorry, I have to pull the.
I'm kind of not liking the intersecting trajectories with that sun sword being like the X marks the spot.
I think I can just get it beforehand.
Yeah.
Might wanna wait till the fire
Okay,
dies
so
down.
we're gonna have the rock and Rockjaw make Constitution saving throws. Rockjaw makes his with advantage.
It's only half of my name.
19.
All right. Okay, so both are successes, but the damage. Oops.
Wow. That's a lot of damage.
Wow.
65.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, okay, that's what it is. So half damage though. So that's 32.
And half again. So 16?
Oh, because you're raging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Good for Rockjaw.
Yeah. Okay, so
This is why people tend to blow things up around me.
yeah, so the explosion does flare up around the rock, and it sort of engulfs it briefly. And as the fire clears away, you can see that it's definitely sort of blackened underneath. It's like plumage underneath is blackened, and it's kind of singed. But it's clearly injured, but it also looks like it could still fight more. But what I'll just go ahead and say is it seems alarmed enough by that it's going to say this isn't worth it, and it's going to fly away.
Okay.
How's the bridge?
It was far enough away from the bridge that although it is blackened where the fire, sprayed up around it, and a few more stones crumble away from the parts that were already crumbled, the bridge doesn't look like it's going anywhere right away.
We're probably not going to be crossing it anyways because we got 3 party members down at the bottom of the gorge now.
So what I'll say is, Shadow, as you are, landing as the eagle, are you staying as an eagle form?
Yeah.
I think what you do is you're probably feeling very pleased with yourself. You land and sort of pick up the hilt with your talon, and you're just kind of like, oh, that was great. And then right behind you, the flaming wreckage of the wagon lands right behind you.
Does it affect me?
No. I'm just what I'm thinking is, you guys in Clue where the chandelier falls right behind Colonel Mustard and
You
scares
pull
him.
the action movie moment of walking away from the explosion.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, sword, in beak, fluff off the shoulder, little wing action here,
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us out of initiative for now. However, last you saw Perry Vampire spawn, he was fleeing due to the turn undead. Last you saw the other vampire spawn, he had fallen into the river. You don't know where either of them are right now.
Yeah.
But we're no longer in initiative.
And thanks
Unless
to
you
Prince
want-
Justin's... Sorry. Thanks to Prince Justin's insight, there was an actual earth-shattering kaboom. Venus will no longer be obstructed.
All right. So the rock has left, and I would say unless you guys are going to now have your primary activity be searching for those vampire spawn, they are gone. You don't know where they are.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Zia just says, we must keep our eye out for the one vampire who fled on the road. He will the effect of the turn will be brief, and he will still be under his lord and master's control, which means he will try to come back.
And it'll be... Well, I'm not here. Never mind. Neither of my people are close.
Yeah. So Pavel, Adrian, and Casimir are all now at the base of the cliff. Esmeralda, Ismark, Anubis, Honor, Zia, and Rockjaw up on the bridge still.
I'm going to go to the other side of the bridge just to see if there's anything cautiously walking forward in case there's more of these things hiding.
Go ahead and make a perception check as you're looking for any possible danger.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, you don't see anything. It seems to be clear. The one vampire spawn that ran off in that direction, that little one, the little halfling one, it has hidden somewhere that you don't see it, or it may have just continued to run.
As his breathing slows down, he still holds onto the axe, but out of the moment.
All right.
Can Shadow see the group down on the shore since she's on the shore as well?
Yeah, the squares are 10 feet. So, bear in mind, obviously, vertically, this map is compressing a lot of ground. But in terms of you guys down there on the level of the river.
She's going to fly over to them.
Okay.
And she is a giant eagle, so I think she can carry at least one of them, if not two.
Well, she doesn't need to carry two because the other two can fly on their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pavel's the only one that really needs help, but so that depends on what you guys are wanting to do.
She lowers her wing and lowers her back to give the indication, and Casimir can read that and kind of scoots Pavel on top of her. And
well, I think maybe Pavel will say, wasn't one of our possible options to descend to the river at this point anyway.
That's true.
We should at least decide which way we want to go.
Zia goes over to the edges. Do we go down or do you come up?
His voice echoes up and down this these rocky cliffs and this canyon is. Do we come up? Do you come up? Do you come up?
Well, I gave it away.
Casimir just kind of shouts up, "What do you want?"
You want? You want?
Oh boy.
You want?
Well, we don't have the wagon anymore, so I think coming down is a good idea. But Shadow can't speak.
Yeah.
I mean, she can caw.
It will mean going through that swamp.
Mm-hmm.
What does Zia's traveled all over this area? What does Zia know about
Adrian
that
too. Adrian will say the swamp is a place that we try to stay away from. There's rumors that there's a witch that lives there. But there is also a town named Berez that used to be there, but isn't anymore.
Yeah, that's where the second of the seeds from the Wizard of Wines was taken.
Yeah, they believe that that's the other one that was stolen. They believe that's where it was taken. Good memory.
I do not have a preference. I think that there are reasons to go on each of the routes. But I think that we should acknowledge that we are not going to confront Strahd in the condition we are in now.
So Ismark, I think, is there with you and just saying, but the wedding ceremony's today. It's tonight.
Could you face Strahd in the condition you are in right now?
I don't know. We have to do something. It's my sister.
I share I share your concerns. But what we know of his pattern, it does not necessarily transform his bride into a vampire immediately at the wedding.
How do you know that?
The pattern is that he does it after they begin to no longer his immortality becomes a problem.
What I'll just note for the record is that that's not exactly what you were told.
Oh, okay. I thought that's
what you were told was that he is attracted to their youth and innocence, but once he marries them, he can only resist turning them for so long. And once he turns them, the innocence is gone and he doesn't care anymore.
Right. So, okay. But the point is that he does not, the pattern is not that he doesn't turn them at the wedding ceremony.
As far as you know.
Yeah.
What you've heard is the general pattern over hundreds of years.
Yeah. That's what he's going to tell Ismark.
Okay.
He doesn't necessarily believe it himself, but he knows that running in there now, the way they are right now, is suicide.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Okay.
$15. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that he looks frustrated, but he also kind of, he's leaning on the bridge kind of for support because he's kind of weak, and I think maybe Zia kind of just like nods at his posture, and he's just like, perhaps you're right. We wouldn't do her any good to rush in and just get killed.
There is hope. I cannot say that it is a good hope or a strong hope, but there is hope. And we will do everything we can. But going in there is suicide.
Perhaps you're right.
So, if that's the case, then maybe going through the swamp and perhaps finding the gem would not be such a bad idea. But then again, do we want to expend the resources on something like that now? I think we need to talk to the people at the bottom of the cliff. So at the very least, they need to come up here, and then we can all talk.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, you guys can't easily get down. You would need climbing gear to do it safely.
Or a giant eagle to ferry us down. I will make a motion to them to come up.
Okay, so with Shadow in eagle form carrying Pavel, everyone else is able to fly up.
Yes. All right.
So you are now reunited.
This guy is dead, right?
Hmm?
A rifle through his pockets.
Okay, let me double check to see what he might have on him.
Okay. While he's doing that, I say to the rest of the party, we need to decide which way to go now. We have the means to descend if our friend here is the eagle, wishes to ferry us down to the bottom of the cliff. I think it's clear that this is something we can accomplish fairly quickly. And from here we can travel down through the swamp and have a shortcut towards Castle Ravenloft. And perhaps recover that gem for the people who have been so kind to us. And I nod to our Were-Raven friend. And help people who have been very, very good to us in our mission. At the same time, that will be a more dangerous journey and will likely consume more of our resources. To take the road would be safer. It would take longer, possibly, maybe not, depending on how delayed we are. But would bring us to Castle Ravenloft more directly. I see reasons to take both routes. Either one would be a useful place. I do not think we will be confronting Strahd today.
Yeah.
This is not happening. We are too weak.
Yeah. I definitely like the river route choice. The road is too exposed. If we follow the road, then we set ourselves up for ambush just like we did here. Also, we have the green curtain of fire that we still have to get through, and I don't know, Zia, if you would be able to dispel magic and let us through that again.
Especially since I have limited spells left, and I want to hold one aside for the tiny hut.
You also probably could all be taking a short rest if you want while you have this conversation. What you find Rockjaw in Aragol's stuff, he has 33 gold pieces. His short sword. The short sword glistens with poison. He has a light crossbow with 24 bolts. You would also suspect those are probably poisoned. He has 3 additional vials of poison.
How many bolts was that, sorry?
24. He is also wearing studded leather armor that's in reasonably good shape.
But his boots are ripped to hell.
Yeah.
I'll leave the armor behind. The short sword is a little small.
So are you guys doing a short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
And I can recover 3 levels of spell slots.
Let's see, let's do some hit dice for Ismark.
Now it doesn't say it on Esmeralda's sheet. It doesn't say actually what class she is. Does she get to recover spell slots like that? It just says she's a spellcaster.
I think, you know what? It's interesting because Casimir is specifically a wizard. But Esmeralda, I don't think, has a defined class. So I'm going to say Arcane Recovery is specifically a wizard thing. She doesn't have that.
Okay. So she's some lesser form of spellcasting that's only for NPCs.
Okay, question. If we're taking a short rest, then I have the option
of bad hit dice rolls for Ismark there.
I can use Primeval Awareness to try and get a sense of the area ahead of us, looking for beasts and undead within a 6-mile radius. Oh no, 5 miles, sorry.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna move to this little corner right here and cast Primeval Awareness. Well, it doesn't take a spell. It doesn't take a spell slot, but I'm gonna use the 10-minute.
Pavel or Ismark had to use all of his hit dice, but he's in better shape now.
Yeah, I'm using all of mine.
Okay.
I'm almost half. A little over half.
And then let's see. I'm gonna have Pavel roll. Let's start with 3.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. No, when I click on Esmeralda's hit points, all it does is re-roll them. That doesn't make any sense. All right, I have to roll these separately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Pavel used some of his also, but yeah, Ismark is still injured. Don't forget to do some for Adrian if you feel like you would, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
just quickly here, because we've got some injured and so forth. So is it just the wizards that get their spells back during a?
yes. Well, like warlocks do too. It's by class, but basically wizards specifically have a feature called Arcane Recovery, and that's what.
That's what I thought. Just
Woodsy
making
was
sure I
using.
do the right thing
Yeah.
for each character. Right. So, well, we've got a cleric. How many spells does he have left? Can he help some of our people?
Yeah. He has. Let's see. He has 2. Yeah. So I mean, he has a fair amount that he could do. So he could do a couple more, but it's also a question of like, how much do you guys want to hold in reserve for right now?
Because I can do a cure wounds as well. It's just I know I'm not as.
So let's see. He has. I think he'll do a cure wounds at 2nd level on Ismark. So that's another 12. Ismark's better.
And I'll do a cure wounds 2nd level on Rockjaw.
Can you do it as a giant eagle?
No, you would have to turn back to Elven form. To
Never
cast
mind,
that
I don't want to
spell.
change.
Okay, so then Pavel will do another cure wounds at 2nd level on you, Rockjaw.
Resting doesn't make me change, right?
No, at level, you guys are level 8 right now, I think. You can stay in your form for 4 hours.
Yeah.
But that said, a short rest resets how many times you can do it.
That's
you might as well, so you can hang on to it, but yeah. Okay, if you stay in it, then I'll say that that's a little bit of a weird interpretation of the rule. I'm not sure how that works. I'll say...
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I'll say that you can stay in it, and that you will have 2 uses remaining.
Cool. All right.
Okay, I didn't cast the Cure Wounds for Rockjaw yet?
No. You did.
Okay.
Ismark.
Right, okay. Alright, so that's another 18 for you,
Ooh.
Rockjaw.
Let's see. Anybody want a crossbow? I'm keeping this stored.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I'll take the light crossbow.
FYI, the boits are poisoned.
Yep.
Alright. So, what's the plan?
I'm going to concentrate for a minute and cast Primeval Awareness.
Right. Okay, so remind me what that does specifically.
By spending 1 uninterrupted minute in concentration, you can sense whether any of your favorite enemies are present within 5 miles. So beasts and undead.
Okay, so let me... Yeah, so as Honor kind of sits for a moment to meditate...
Yeah, that vampire spawn is definitely going to still be within 5 miles. It couldn't have gotten away by now.
Certainly not 5 miles away.
Yeah.
So let's see, in each of these hexes... I'm looking at the map of Barovia now. Let me go ahead and move you guys there too, just so we can kind of be having this conversation. Each of these hexes is supposed to be a quarter mile. So that means your 5 mile radius is actually pretty big.
20 hexes.
Yeah. So I'm going to say...
I'm going to focus primarily upriver towards Capsule Ravenloft.
Yeah, so what I'm... basically, I think a 5 mile radius, beasts and undead, there are lots within 5 miles. All over the place.
Yeah.
But...
the castle... the castle Argon Vostholt is within 5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we know there's undead there.
Yeah. So, what I'll say is, so specifically the way you described it, you don't necessarily know the exact location of every individual. You know, types and general direction, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
This feature reveals which of your favorite enemies are present, their numbers, and the creature's general direction and distance from you.
Okay.
Aha.
What I'll say is vampire spawn, because you would probably be interested in those specifically. You do sense that there are 2 that you suspect are the 2 that you just fought. One which seems to be some ways down the river towards the north, and the other which seems to be going down the road to the west.
Okay.
Right now, both less than... So you guys have been taking a short rest for an hour, so I'm going to say each of them are maybe a mile and a half away.
Okay.
A mile and a half is about the distance to the beginning of the swamp.
But what you also, I think, do is, in terms of just having reached out your awareness and thinking about undead and beasts, is that, I mean, beasts, in some ways, there are fewer of them than you might normally expect in a sort of wilderness environment like this. But there are, many. But there's also a much higher concentration of undead than pretty much any other place you've been before. Just undead is just stuff is all over this land, and to the point where it's difficult to really get more specific information.
Okay.
There's a few concentrations that you were looking for the vampire spawn specifically, and the revenants that were in Argon Vostholt. You're able to kind of pick out those signals from the noise, but otherwise there's just... You'd have to kind of try to focus in on anything more specific.
Okay. How about, up the towards following the river? I mean, what kind of concentrations do I see just following the river? I mean, beasts.
So as you guys would follow the river, Argon Vostholt is in that general direction.
Right.
You sense them, and you sense the vampire spawn that was kind of traveling in that direction. You don't really, there's others sort of moving around.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm going to say is there are various undead creatures that just kind of roam the wilderness, but I'll tell you that there's no other, specific concentrations of them.
Okay. I'm still liking the river path, and taking that shortcut and cutting out all of the directions. Even though it's not paved, between me and Rockjaw, we can probably make pretty good time. and it's just being somewhere unexpected. I think it's probably going to be more in our favor than anything else.
I think there is merit to this idea.
Cock.
Was that an encouraging call?
That sounded like a sort of like, whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I believe we are agreed then. If we can ferry our non-flying people down, we can be on our way.
I prefer the direct route anyway.
So right now, you guys are still all at the top of the cliff, but you are planning to essentially have Eagle Airlines,
Yes.
just kind of one at a time. The ferry, the ones of you that can't. So I think Casimir's still needs a ride because his flies.
Yeah, that only lasted 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not in the mood to cast another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can ferry people up and down.
Okay, so that takes a little
down.
while, but I'll say that you guys are all able to do that. So I'm going to just go ahead and move us off this map because there's not really anything else there to resolve for now. You do at one point while you're descending kind of hear off in the distance that, the echoing screech of the rock having flown off somewhere to lick its wounds.
Still want to know what it tastes like.
You may
all
get
right.
your chance, dear friend.
I'll be back.
All right, so you guys have now descended to the level of the river. Are you going to go ahead and get on the road and traveling in that direction?
Yeah, follow the river.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Roll for some random encounters. Let's see if you find anything on your way there. Nope. You don't encounter any random encounters as you are making your way northeast along this river. And you do notice that once you kind of get out of this sort of forested area, the cliffs are not quite so sheer. The ground does start to get a lot softer and sort of squishier, and if you did not have party members adept at navigating difficult terrain, it would probably be slower going. But, between Rockjaw's kind of supernatural, preternatural ability to move the group along and keep it moving, and Honor's ability to sort of scout out the best path, you're able to keep moving pretty well. So
Some of us can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian be flying too.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say, let me get to
Pulling little fishes out of the stream.
as you approach. Let's see. So, the dirt and grass soon turn to marsh as any, you weren't on the trail, so never mind. As the ground dissolves into spongy earth pockmarked with stands of tall reeds and pools of stagnant water. A thick shroud of fog covers all. Scattered throughout the marsh are old peasant cottages. You are basically coming up now on the, let me go ahead and put us on that map. Oops. Didn't actually prepare this map because I wasn't sure if you guys were going to go this way. So, we'll take me a
Hurrah,
little
we
bit
have
to add
fulfilled our
all your stuff
objectives as
on
players. Go to place she wasn't expecting.
Surprise the DM. That's the game.
Well, it was certainly one of the possibilities I was aware of, but I didn't, take the time to actually set up all your little tokens on it and everything. All right. Here we go. Okay. So, you guys are, would you guys have expected to be on the west bank or the east bank of this river that's going approximately northeast?
That's a good question.
You descended onto the. If you didn't cross the river, you descended onto the west bank.
Yeah, the west bank is the side we were on, but the ferry did not require us to be on either side. And I think the east bank would actually be better for our long-term goals.
You want to look at the map again?
Yeah, if we look at the main map.
Yeah. So as you were.
Well, no, actually no, because there's that tributary there that we have to cross.
Yeah.
So
if you're looking at this, the map of Barovia here, it is the west bank that you descended down onto to begin with. So you would have had to cross the river. It's not so fast moving that you feel that would be overly difficult, but you'd certainly kind of all be getting wet, and the water's pretty cold.
And there's also a road that leads to the old town on the west bank. Something of a road, anyway.
Yeah.
So, Zia would definitely recommend.
You guys know that the town is on the west bank, or what remains of it. So is that where you guys would be?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
And that also goes along with the goal of possibly recovering that gem for the Wizard of Wands.
All right. So I just wanted to know where to kind of have you guys start to show up here.
I don't think you revealed this map to us, or tokens, or I'm not seeing anything.
It's all
I haven't put you guys on here yet. So let me set this up. First of all, let me. Okay.
I wish there was a place on the NPC sheet to write notes.
Dear Roll20.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess technically you can do so. If you go down to like actions or in the middle part, there's a little plus. And you can add a couple things there if you want.
Oh, okay.
There's also an edit, and you can add stuff to the bio and info, looks like. Although I have generic ones, so.
So, here, just as a note, this map that I'm gonna be putting you on is another map like Yester Hill, where the actual grid is. You know what I'm actually gonna do here, because the grid here is actually 100-foot squares.
Whoa, okay.
I'm not going to put your individual tokens on
just
on it.
Put a token for the whole party.
For the whole party. If we get into combat or something like that, then we'll sort of have like a zoom up abstracted tactical map for it. But otherwise, let me just. Okay. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure how to, do you guys, if you zoom all the way out near the, sort of the bottom left, there should be a little block that hopefully would be open. You see it?
Yep, I can see it, yep.
Okay. All right. Whoops. There we go. So, yes, as you guys are starting to see through the fog, I'm just going to reveal a little bit more stuff for you.
Okay.
So you're starting to see that you have come upon the ruins here. So a thick shroud of fog covers all. Scattered through the marsh are old peasant cottages, their walls covered with black mildew, their roofs mostly caved in. These decrepit dwellings seem to hunker down in the mire as though they have long since given up on escaping the thick mud. Everywhere you look, black clouds of flies dart about, hungry for blood. The fog is much thinner on the far side of the river, where a light flashes amid a dark ring of standing stones. And I will kind of make just a little bit of a mark there, but you can't... Basically, what you are getting is just sort of very general outlines with a flashing light that is kind of further across the river, so that you don't see everything, all the detail of what's in between.
If that is not a will-o-wisp, I am a donkey's uncle.
What is a will-o'-the-wisp?
A swamp creature, a fairy light, a malicious spirit that draws people into danger.
Make an intelligence check.
Who?
You can have Zia, and actually you can have Esmeralda make one too if you want. Yeah, so you're not sure. You do know that the light that's sort of flashing is flashing fairly regular, like it's a fairly regular rhythm, and it's staying in one location right now. But
That's what Zia thinks it is, anyways.
all right.
So, if we continue, there is something off to the north there, but it is small. I don't know what that might be. Do you want to look that way or over at those ruins?
We should probably proceed carefully. There are things that want to kill us even more than normal.
All right. Let us proceed in stages then. Let's go to that small thing to the north.
Directly to the north?
Yes.
Okay. As you know what, I've got
I will
stuff
say
on my GM overlay it's like optional encounters, so it makes it look like it belongs, there when it's actually not something that's really there on the map. Just in terms of what's showing on the stream.
Yeah, I try not to look at that.
Yeah. So bear in mind that you guys, if you ever are looking at my view and you see those little grayed out tokens, basically, not only should you, in character not see them, but even from a meta standpoint, they may not actually be there. It's more just a matter of they are something that theoretically could happen in the area, and that's just where they have the token.
Ghosts of a parallel dimension.
All right. Are you guys moving stealthily?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Then I need everyone to make a stealth check.
I'm not sure how stealthy I can be as an eagle.
Well, just still
I
roll.
can.
You can do just dexterity if there's not a stealth skill.
Okay.
Ooh. Esmeralda has stealth skill.
She's a vampire hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6 is for me, 10 was for...
All right. There's enough pretty low rolls there that what I'm going to just say is that you guys are kind of aware that even if you're sort of trying, the mud of the landscape is just squelchy enough that it's very difficult to move silently through the mud.
Yeah.
So-
Casimir is clodding around.
All right. So.
And Anubis is whining as he tries to shake this icky stuff off of his paws.
All right.
You have a remarkably fussy wolf.
And for some reason, nobody notices the eagle flying there. Because I rolled a natural.
So as you approach this little thing that you saw there to the north, hidden by the fog and elevated a few feet above the surrounding marsh, is a raised plot of land barely 10 feet on a side, enclosed by a disintegrating iron fence. In the center of the plot is a life-sized stone monument carved in the likeness of a kneeling peasant girl clutching a rose. Although her features are gray and weather-worn, she bears a striking resemblance to Irina Kulyana. Carved into the monument's base is an epitaph, and it reads, "Marina, taken by the mists." Ismark is unhappy to discover this.
How old is your sister?
We don't know precisely. We found her, and my family adopted her when she was but a child, but she's no more than early 20s.
This is older
not
than
really
that.
your sister.
This is not your sister.
The epitaph
This
says
is
Marina, but we've heard this idea that somehow she carries the reincarnated soul of this woman
is
that
an early-
Strahd once
this-
loved. Is this?
So this is an earlier incarnation.
Does that mean she? Is there a body in here? It says taken by the mists.
It is a cenotaph. It is what is raised when there is no body.
Yeah. Ismark is basically just kind of pale-faced, sort of staring at this thing. It's not sort of an omen that he takes as a positive thing.
If she keeps coming back to marry Strahd, how many times will we have to kill her?
What? We're not going to kill her.
Seems like an endless cycle.
It is. It will be until Strahd is destroyed.
Maybe we could stop the cycle instead.
Go talk to that bishop. He's as mad as that idea. Let us go look at this ruin over here.
I'm actually trying to remember. Did Rockjaw ever meet the
No, he didn't.
No,
Yeah.
that was Perry.
Yeah. The abbot.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so
So-
from where you guys are at this sort of monument, you can see sort of to the northeast, looks like a structure with a fence kind of to the north of it that you can kind of make out through the fog. And there seems to be a rotting, larger building directly to the east.
Let's look at the nearest building.
Uh,
One with that fence.
Okay. Moving. Oops, I need to pick the right tool there. Gonna move up to here. Let me reveal a little bit more of the map. All right, so through the fog you see the empty shell of an old stone church, north of which is a cemetery of leaning gravestones enclosed by another disintegrating iron fence. Half of the cemetery has sunk into the mire.
Do you think it is worthwhile to search this place?
We want to find dead people?
We want to
Yeah.
find that. We want to find that gem, but I imagine it is going to be guarded wherever we find it.
Well, Adrian says it was stolen. I don't think they would just bury it in an old church.
No, I agree. But I would like to have a look around and see if there's anything existing here.
Okay. If you want to, are you exploring the graveyard or the church?
The church, I think, first.
Okay. After digging around in it for a little bit, you find that where the steeple rotted and collapsed, there's the remains of an old iron bell, half in the mud and rusted. Everything else looks pretty much just, it's rotten wood and mud and nothing else of value.
Do you want to look at the graveyard? I'm less interested in that, less likely to be anything of use there.
Yeah.
Right. Then let us move on to that larger building that we saw.
Okay. Reveal that. Okay. Let me briefly make sure I'm following how this is supposed to work. Okay. Okay, so there's kind of a lot to describe here. You're moving, from, this direction. So, toward the south end of the village lie the remains of a mansion built on higher ground. It has been reduced to piles of stone and rotting timber. Empty arched windows stare at you. South of the ruin, an untamed garden runs rampant, surrounded by broken walls that are no longer able to contain it. East of the ruin, you can kind of see, through the ruins, someone has erected a crude wooden fence forming a circular yard in which several goats are penned. I'm going to say you guys are actually not quite close enough to see the goats, but you hear goats from that direction. You see kind of a circular fence. Surmounting the fence posts are human skulls.
Let us
Goats.
be on your guards. This could be the witch we heard about.
Draw my axe with happiness.
So so basically the things that to explore there are, you could explore the actual mansion itself, the garden, or this fence where you hear the goats.
I think the mansion.
Yeah. Hit the mansion first.
All right. As you are, searching through this ruined mansion, it's littered with the rotted remains of furniture and decor. But then as you are kind of exploring the various rooms, a ghost takes shape in the fog. And I'll go ahead.
Not ghosts again. I hate these things.
A ghost takes shape in the fog, assuming the form of a giant of a man, his features mutilated and his entrails hanging out like frayed ropes. Despite its intimidating presence, the apparition has a cringing light in its eyes. Why do you invade my home? Begone, I beseech you.
We are looking for someone who stole a gem from the Wizard of Wines.
I don't know details of such things, but the witch... It's probably the witch. Her hench creatures do all sorts of evil in this place.
Where is the witch?
He kind of just points sort of vaguely to the northeast.
I am sorry to disturb your rest. Let's go.
If you all kind of turn to go, he just fades back away.
Yep.
Okay. We'll go to the northeast.
All right. Let me...
I am beginning to wonder whether his existence is more tortured than those of us who remain mortal.
If he was even real.
Real? The question has no meaning.
A picture to scare kids and people asking questions.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just because there's a lot of stuff in this area. I'm just want to make sure I'm cover. Okay. So what I'm going to say is, as you move kind of around the corner and look into sort of this clearing, seeing more of the what I'm going to say. Okay. Like I said, I didn't sort of prepare this encounter in terms of like the angle you guys are coming from and what you would see versus what would see you or whatever, But so what you see though, let me get my arrow. What you see right there, someone has built a ramshackle wooden hut on the stump of what was once an enormous tree. The rotting roots of the stump thrust up from the mire like the legs of a gigantic spider. An open doorway is visible on one side of the hut, beneath which floats the upside-down, hollowed-out skull of a giant. Flanking the hut's doorway are two iron cages that dangle like hideous ornaments from the eaves. Scores of ravens are trapped in each one. They squawk and flutter their wings excitedly, and you hear them cawing and everything and sort of making noise. What I'm also going to say is that you see a handful of scarecrows kind of scattered around the area that are you know what, I'll go ahead and just make those visible here.
Yeah. Oh, yay, Baba Yaga.
Adrian, are those your brethren?
And he
Are
says,
those your brethren?
there's enough of them there that we aren't missing that many, but to be sure, we knew there was a witch in these parts that has made herself an enemy of our people. I don't think that those ravens are were-ravens like us, but it seems like a warning to me.
Do you think if we released them, they would be at least freed, if not... I'm worried that they might be her servants.
I don't know what they are, but to be sure, I doubt they want to be in that cage.
Yes. Alright. And where are we now? Are we just coming around that corner?
Yeah,
or are we
let
close
me,
to them?
there's just, like I said, there's sort of a lot of moving pieces here, potentially. So, like I said, you see a handful of scarecrows, but I'm going to say you guys right now are still just you're just sort of peeking around this corner here. You've not really entered that space yet. And so nothing seems, other than the sort of the squawking and fluttering of the ravens in the cages, you haven't seen or heard any other activity.
I dislike the look of those scarecrows.
Do they scare you, Crow? Dr. Adrian.
He kind of says, the crows do not. Whatever has them in that cage may well be something worth being scared of.
But those things, those stickmen, does it work on you?
The animated ones that stormed my family's vineyard and stole our gem do.
So they can fight?
Yes. Some do, anyway. I don't know
So
if
we
these
should,
are the animated
just in case,
variety.
tear them down?
That does not sound like a terrible idea to me.
Are we here to try to recover my family's gem? I certainly am on board. I don't want to force you into something that we're not all on board for, but...
I look around to the rest of the party. I'm like nodding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
think
told
that
there was a
we're-
witch who could be
We're
killed.
here.
Then let us see what we can do for these people. Do you want to charge in and destroy one of these scarecrows before the others can react and get to us, and perhaps defeat them one by one rather than letting them mass? Or do you want to try to
How
sneak
do they
past them?
fight?
Claw and scratch.
How fast are they?
Slow.
Okay.
So if we charge in, take them one by one, then we will put ourselves in less danger, but we are more likely to get an alarm from whoever it is that controls them. We could also try to sneak past them. I think that is less likely to happen. We'll probably be discovered.
Obviously, let's try to sneak.
All right then.
Christiana?
Mm-hmm.
So on this map, everything is a bigger scale. Are they also bigger scale, or is it just
No,
happen to be that
they're regular scarecrow sized. It's
Okay.
It's just a matter of
Yeah, the tokens.
Okay.
So this map is a little funny with that. So what if you guys are just gonna go ahead and attack? Then I'll go ahead and bring your tokens onto the map here, and we'll just have to set have everyone understands that we're abstracting distance and everything as far as your actual combat. So we'll use this space like over down here in the corner as sort of like the place where you guys are, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Which corner are you looking at? Lower
The
left?
lower left, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to treat these as 5-foot hexes. Or 5-foot squares.
Yeah, but so
Okay.
with the understanding that this area that we're going to do the combat in is actually located where I had that little party.
Okay.
So the actual location is going to be where this red circle thing is. So I'm assuming you guys are kind of rushing that one right
Yeah.
there.
The one that's between us and the hut.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna, let's see. We've got Honor and Anubis. We've got Rockjaw, Shadow, Pavel,
Zia.
Zia,
Zia and Adrian and Ismark. And Casimir.
and Esmeralda. You guys got lots of buddies.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You
could
know
use a
what? I just
shield.
realized
Take one
that
of them and strap it to an arm. Would that be a shield?
one of your allies, or
Well, if they're there. Imagine a spell slinging shield.
Well, you already have my disembodied head, so
I got 2 heads now. 3, technically.
Still not any better.
I'm just realizing that I think that dragging the NPC tokens on here is not remembering what their HP was. So,
Yeah. Well, luckily I wrote mine down elsewhere.
so I just mean if you're controlling an NPC, please adjust its HP to what it was. I can shift us back over to the other map to double check it if we need to. Okay.
But I'm going to keep it.
All right. So we're going to roll initiative as you guys rush it here in a second. And then Shadow, you were in the eagle form.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, strange. I can't select my own.
No, not yet. I'm
No.
still setting everybody up.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have to do that every time. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I usually do it in advance when I know where you guys are going to go.
Right.
But you know, I
You're
wasn't.
But this time there were too many
Control,
different places we could wind up.
Yeah. Well, and especially since it was theoretically possible that you guys might just book it straight for you know, the castle.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff there that I kind of did a bunch of research on it. It's fine. I mean, we're good. It just means it takes me a little while to get the map set up. That's all.
So the rest of us should vamp in the meantime.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Like not
make your
gonna
plan of
beat
action
him.
for rushing and just basically charging a scarecrow and beating on it.
I mean, honestly, Rockjaw's plans are usually around the same.
I'm thinking fire is good.
Yep. Esmeralda and Zia plan on just peppering it with firebolts.
Same with Casimir.
Yeah. So leave an opening for that. Come at it from the sides, and we'll.
Okay.
And we're looking not to have to use too many higher level spells.
All right. So we're gonna roll initiative in just a second. Don't do it yet.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't mean to be a pain, but I still can't select Rockjaw.
Okay. Oh yeah. Everyone else check to make sure you can do your applicable character and NPC.
Yep. I'm good.
yep.
Okay. All right, you should be good now.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Sure thing. All right, let me get my Scarecrow sheet. Do.
Yeah. So brother Justin was also commenting about what 2 heads aren't better than 1.
I technically have 2 spare because I have the giant goat's head, and I have the simulacrum of
of honors. Yeah.
Honor's head. I got a boat full of heads, folks.
I've got a handout for you for these scarecrows, what they look like.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a. But at least it's made of straw and not wood. That's got to be a little more fragile, right?
All right. So everyone now go ahead and roll initiative. Do it for both your characters and NPCs.
So I'll keep the 18.
Oh, wow. Terrible.
I can't remember where to click for initiative. For
There's a 20-sided die icon in the upper
Yeah.
right.
Ideally, do it while you have your tokens selected.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I need to get Ismark's
And
sheet.
now shadow.
Oof.
For those at home, the NPC character sheets are very different from the
PC characters.
Yeah.
player.
Alright, let's see. Okay. I think I've got Ismark and Pavel's sheet set. Okay. Has everybody done their initiative roll?
Yep.
Alright, let me
Okay.
organize everybody, and then you guys are gonna rush and attack a skeleton or a scarecrow. And in this context, what I'm going to say is, you guys, although it's foggy, You are running across like open grounds through mud, so there's not an ambush thing here. It's going to be...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and it's actually going to be Anubis up first. And go ahead and position yourselves, you guys, for how you're rushing this thing. In our little abstracted combat area.
And these are 5-foot hexes?
Yeah.
We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Don't get too close if you don't want to be scorched.
Why is Casimir so close?
Because I forgot that they're 5.
Okay. Bring him down here with us. We're going to be the artillery squad down here.
Where are you guys?
I'm way down at the bottom.
Hang on. Sorry. I think I might have zoomed in too much. Oh, jeez. Okay, hang on. Wow. All right. Yeah, so... pretty far back. All right. I'm kind of next to him, so there we go. That's
All right. So Anubis is first.
Okay, so bite.
26 will hit. Yeah.
14 piercing damage.
Okay.
And does he have to make the DC 11 strength save?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he Anubis pulls a bunch of its stuffing out, representing a significant injury to it, and then yeah, and it knocks it prone too. Basically, just pulls it off of its little scarecrow feet, and it.
Okay, and so Anubis is gonna use his movement to back up a little bit.
Okay. Well, if it's still going to get an attack of opportunity if he moves out of its range.
Okay.
Even if he knocked it prone.
But it will be disadvantaged because it's prone?
Yeah, I think so.
Prone, I think, doesn't specifically...
Oh, okay. All right. No, that's fine.
I mean, if you think about it, a scarecrow laying down, attacking a wolf, I mean, it could still claw out at it.
All right.
Yeah, but it's still less damage from the scarecrow than it is the...
So it is going
fireball.
to... Yeah. It does...
I said fireball, I said firebolt.
So it actually claws out and gets a critical hit.
Ooh.
So that's going to actually be 14 slashing damage, and Anubis needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ouch.
Alright.
I'm sorry. I am sorry that you misunderstood. He was saying firebolt.
Okay.
Technically, prone does give you disadvantage attack.
It does give disadvantage on attack rolls?
On attack rolls, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, it's not a critical hit. It's a 7, so never mind.
Okay.
Harder to hit with ranged attacks.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, all right, that's fine. It's fine. That's the rule. All right,
okay.
So, so it claws out at Anubis, but he's able to duck out of the way. So now you're up, Honor.
Okay, let's see.
Let's give you guys some combat music.
Alright. Well, let's see what a crossbow bolt will do to it while it's lying down on the ground. 17?
17 hits. Well, okay,
actually,
so yeah, it is 17 still. Because it's at disadvantage, but 17 is the lower, so that's good.
Yeah.
Hits.
And 3 piercing.
All right. You're using your crossbow, not the...
the heavy crossbow.
Okay. So do keep track if you decide you're using the poison bolts.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to set that up right now.
Okay. Well, basically, I'll tell you if you decide to use them.
Okay.
Okay. So, it takes 3 piercing damage at the crossbow bolt. Actually, you notice, though, that it's sort of lack of normal flesh. The bolt kind of sails through it without kind of doing the damage that you would normally expect.
Right.
Just adding more stuffing.
Yeah. In fact, actually, it just makes me realize that you guys look at it now that it's on the ground. You also realize it didn't actually take as much damage from Anubis's bite as you thought either.
Right, piercing damage.
All right, so you hit it with your crossbow.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Rockjaw.
Walking up very carefully. Take this side of my beautiful axe, stretch a little bit, and bring it down to cut it in 4. Maybe 2.
I have advantage because it's on the ground. It doesn't matter because I roll pretty badly anyway.
Yeah, but 13
Guys,
does hit.
I'm not raging, so it's
Okay.
just the 19 slashing damage.
Right,
Ooh.
but it's still not a magical axe, correct?
Nope.
Right. Okay. So you chop into it, and you know that you hit it pretty hard. It doesn't seem to be as damaged as you would have expected.
It's like making flour.
Hit it again.
All right. 18 definitely, or a 22 would hit. Yeah.
Not quite as much. I look at my axe. Maybe it's time to sharpen it again.
Yeah. So you're definitely chopping into it. It's just that because this is animated straw and cloth and wood, it's like it doesn't bleed or feel pain in the same way that a normal creature would.
Gotta hold the axe out.
Can anybody light this on fire?
Shadow can.
All right, Adrian's turn.
Oh, Adrian, sorry.
Yeah.
Brian, kind of, it's like, who's that? Oh, yeah. It's me. This is fly speed. Can we assume he was in his half form?
Yeah.
Or do you want me
Yeah,
to take
that's
an action
fine.
to do that? Okay.
Yeah. You guys made your decision to rush it, so I think you guys would have prepared whatever you wanted.
Okay. He's going to stay back and fire the crossbow.
All right.
Because there's a lot of things that have hurt him in the last few days.
17.
disadvantage, so 12?
Yeah, 12 actually hits.
Okay.
And this thing is starting to look a little beat up. It doesn't take as much damage as you guys, would normally get from those blows, but you're whittling it down.
Okay. And Adrian will just kind of keep in motion.
All right.
Keep flying around.
Okay. Because it's prone, everyone who's making ranged attack is doing it at disadvantage. So, but that makes it Shadow's turn.
Shadow is going to withhold the action, so if he starts coming in my direction, I will, snap at it and claw at it, try to use my talons, but I'm going to withhold my action for now.
Okay. All right, it's Mark's turn. Oh, right, it's Mark. It's because it's me right now.
Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Yeah. All right. Where's my Ismark? There we go. So activates the sun sword, and suddenly he's just glowing in all of this thick fog. Comes in, and he's gonna swing at it two-handed with advantage because it's.
Oh man, you're not supposed to use your high beams.
If finally when he confronts Strahd and Strahd turns to him and says, Ismark, I am your father.
My father was the burgomaster back in Barovia. And so he swings at it, and you see the radiant sunlight beam of his strike does 9 damage from the first swing, and he gets one more.
We'll kind of look over. I've got to get me one of those.
Yeah. He with 2 swings, it bursts into flame and is obviously destroyed.
Yay!
Well, that was simple.
You do, however, now that you've killed that one, kind of look around and realize that some of the others that were farther away are definitely moving in your direction now.
All right, let's set up a fire line.
So are you going to kind of huddle where you are and let them come to you, or?
No, we should move. We should move to the southeast, and take that one before the other one gets to us, so that we do not deal with two of them at the same time.
Right, I agree.
Okay.
So we're going after the closer one.
So you're rushing this one like that?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and just say while this is happening, some of these others are moving closer.
Yeah, that's why I asked how fast they moved.
Mm-hmm.
Do they appear to be fast scarecrows?
Which one are we going for?
They move about the same speed as a person.
On the main map, the one, over here.
Yeah. So on the actual map, this little red circle indicates where the party is, and then the abstracted combat version is down here in the lower left. So this one you're coming up at, so it's down here. But again, you guys can kind of rush at it in whatever configuration you want to have, and we're going to just keep the same initiative.
Okay, these things are slow and.
Well, they move about as fast as a person.
Okay. Well, in any case, I think that all right. Do it how you want. You're in charge of initiative.
All right.
I yell out, "Someone build me a bonfire!"
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is that it'll sort of be because you guys are controlling your speed as you move up to it. I'll let you guys start in whatever position on the initiative you want, but we're going to keep the same sequence.
I think we can more safely bunch together because these things have not shown like weird area effects. So I think if we stay together, put our melee fighters in front, and have the people shooting missiles behind them.
For that matter, the firebolt's like 120-foot range. You can just pepper.
So we can start peppering with firebolt at a distance.
It would take 4 rounds for it to even get to you at that speed.
Is the scarecrow that the sun sword hits still on fire?
No. The ground and the fog here, everything's too wet for anything to really last as a fire.
Would have wrapped it around my axe.
Just as long as you don't improvise a weapon and turn my head into a torch.
So how about we get some firebolt attacks first?
Okay.
Yeah. So
And then
down to our casters.
and abstract it with like the firebolt attacks and then the melee attacks, and see if it's still alive.
All right. Well, so let's just go ahead and continue the initiative where we had it, which was Ismark just went. So now Zia, you're up, and we'll say you can go ahead and try to. Did I not add you to this map? Where are you?
I moved myself way down toward the bottom because
I'm zoomed way out. Okay, so what we'll just say is that as soon as you guys are in range of it, you can just start firing your firebolts at it. Okay, so a 10 unfortunately misses.
Okay, and here is Esmeralda's.
23 hits, and you definitely it seems to reel from that impact and screech in pain in a way that is dramatic when it takes that hit.
And I'm pretty sure that Casimir also has firebolts.
He does.
Yeah.
And so it's on his way in that direction. Let's see, what does Pavel have? Pavel's... He has Sacred Flame, I think, which is...
just as good.
Sacred Flame has only a 60-foot range, though. So he's going to wait until it gets that close. But Casimir, and so it's on its way, and the rest of you, if you're just waiting for it to come. So 19 also hits, so it takes another bunch of damage, and you guys definitely get the feeling, seeing it take those 2 firebolts, fire's the way to go with these things. It's burning rapidly. And so it's already looking pretty wounded, even just from those 2.
Okay.
All right.
And then maybe a Sacred Flame?
And then so as it comes within 60 feet coming towards you, Sacred Flame, it's going to make a dexterity saving throw. which actually is that is a success, so that doesn't take any damage from that first Sacred Flame attempt. So you guys can get another couple of firebolts off if you want.
I'm just doing it out of order because it will eventually.
That's
happen.
fine, and that firebolt is enough. It bursts into flame and topples over, destroyed. And so let me just put it back where it was in terms of where you've left it. Come on. 0. There we go.
Can we abstract just
that you're just kind of rushing around taking them out sort of as you go around?
Yeah, we're gonna move quickly and efficiently and eliminate all the scarecrows.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say is you do that to this one here.
Which one?
This lowest one here. This southmost one.
Okay.
So you are executing that plan. You take out another one. The ones that are still moving towards you. But at that point, you hear a door kind of slam open, and you see sort of a silhouetted figure in the door of this little hut, just saying, "What are you doing with my scarecrows? Go away!"
This is another thing for the words. Let us advance on this witch.
Okay.
And take back the gem.
All right.
Because Adrian did confirm that these scarecrows were the creatures that attacked the farm and took the gem.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, we're not negotiating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say though is that there are still 4 of these scarecrows up.
4?
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
one, so I'll remove the ones that you killed,
Okay.
just so it's not confusing.
That one's also a scarecrow?
So this is the flying skull that was hovering in
Okay.
front of the
Okay.
so but let me move the okay. All right. So, yeah, this is who has just appeared in the front door of the thing. And so if you guys are basically just charging still, you know what? I'll even just say if you guys are charging in her direction and with a few more firebolts you take out another one of these scarecrows on your way up there, then I'll just go ahead and say that happens. And then she's just going to say, "All righty then." Let's get a slightly bigger. You know what? I'm gonna get a slightly bigger map for us here. Let's see. Yeah. So this ignore all of that's on here. I'm creating a new.
But we can't really see it.
Yeah. Hang on.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna. I'm also telling the people on the stream who can see it.
Oh yeah, there are people watching us. That's creepy.
That's creepy that they're watching this thing we're broadcasting out to the internet.
Right. The internet.
On purpose.
On purpose, right? I knew that.
All right, come on.
The editing I need to hide.
I keep having to remember not to pick my nose.
It's a rub.
I'll be right back.
It's just a
Yeah, I'm gonna just run and get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right.
That
And
sounds like a good
it's
idea.
actually gonna take me a little while to reset up you guys on this map anyway here. So let's see, I need scarecrows, and we need the copyright-free Baba Yaga named Baba Lysaga.
Yeah, that's not obvious.
It's Booby Yaga.
Hello, booby. Yant.
Let's see. And she is her own NPC. Okay. So, yeah, I'm setting stuff up here for you guys. It's actually kind of cool that I'm doing this where you guys you can't see it yet, so.
I have to keep avoiding seeing the seeing the screen.
Yeah.
So for those of you at home, feel empowered as you can see things that we cannot as players.
Okay. All right.
All right, and now for our players. Pavel, who for some reason still my little token for him shows up as small at first. Come on. Here we go. Rockjaw. See ya. Honor Anubis. Okay. Guess who stumbled into a boss fight? You guys.
I'm back.
Oh, I knew this was going to be a challenge. I just figured it was going to be less of a challenge than
I think stumbled is a little bit inaccurate. We kind of steered directly for it.
After that, as a player, after the things that happened in the Amber Temple, I was looking for a win.
Yeah.
A clear, unequivocal win.
Like
I know that asking for that in a horror game.
Yeah,
is
I was just gonna
probably
say, let's see if you find it.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
We're picking a fight. We could have gone and fought some squirrels or something.
Killed some boars.
All right, I think that I've got all of you guys set up with your tokens. Now I just need the NPCs on there. Please double check for me. I need Esmeralda.
I'm still seeing the old map.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, right. Sorry. Let me do that now.
All right. That's not gonna work.
Okay. You guys should be on the correct map now.
Yep.
Yep. We got it.
I don't see Adrian.
I haven't put him on yet. I'm
okay.
almost. So definitely you guys are rushing towards this thing, and we're going to start with you guys a little ways away from it. So, but go ahead and, like, if you guys are charging across an open field, put yourselves where you would be.
I don't see Shadow.
Hang on. Okay, yes, you're right. No, I mean, thank you for letting me know that she's not on there yet. All right. And it's almost kind of a shame that I didn't have a swamp background set up, because the white is a little bit, but you guys are basically, this is all marshy, foggy terrain. All right. Okay. I think that should be everybody. So tell me if you guys want to have, let's see, I think Pavel is gonna would be more towards the back, not one of the front line guys necessarily.
Same with Casimir.
Yeah. All right. So. All right.
I gotta turn my mic on. This right here is Scarecrow.
Yeah.
This is the skull thing.
Yes.
the witch.
That and her basically her weird spider-like hut,
Yes.
which has not done any other than looking weird. Has not done anything unhut-like that you have seen.
Good.
I guess it's a hint in there.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a token for it, so I just wanted to make it
okay.
clear that you guys have not seen it do anything unhut-like.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go ahead and roll initiative though for our new combatant.
Are we doing a new initiative?
No, I'm saying that you guys stayed in initiative in terms of the order.
Okay.
But again, because you're rushing at her, we're going to kind of assume that we're starting the initiative with you guys like coming into, range.
Okay. Because that doesn't look like the rest of us are on the turn order thing. I don't know if that's...
Okay, I don't know what you guys see, but right now I see everybody is on the turn order thing.
Okay.
I don't see myself.
We see Baba
Okay.
Yaga.
Well, I don't know why that would be. You're all there on my screen.
Okay. As long as you know.
I can't
you can
make.
tell us.
I can't do. I don't know how to make it so that you guys.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna watch. I'll watch the Twitch stream because there's nothing. There's no.
Yeah, there's nothing hidden.
That's true.
Oh, you know what? I just discovered how to make it sort. It doesn't do it automatically, but I can make it do that. Okay. All right. So, would you guys rather re-roll initiative as you charge, or we can use the ones as they go?
I think it's perfectly reasonable to re-roll, given that.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you guys want to re-roll your initiative, you are free to do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
Shadow.
About the same.
Ugh, no better than last time.
Casimir.
Well, actually, yeah. Oops.
All right. I'm just realizing I'm gonna have a lot of you doubled up now because of how that all works.
That's okay. We can go twice.
If you get to go twice, then she gets to go twice.
Oh, no.
Probably does anyway.
Okay with that.
Okay, so I gotta fix that.
Alright. So, the Pavel's new one was 5, so I'm gonna get rid of that old one. Okay. Your new one, Shadow, is 24, correct?
Should be 17.
Yes.
Alright. What I'm going to say right now is that you can still be in your eagle form, but you're getting close to the end of it.
Yep.
Just in terms of the timing.
Mm-hmm.
So splattered all against the house.
Let me... Where's my... I've got too many windows open! Scarecrow's actually rolled the same thing a second time. And I will even go ahead and let... you know what? You know, she gets a new initiative roll too. That's how it works. And she's much higher this time. Alright. I think... Rockjaw. Oops, I think I might have just deleted the one that was correct. What should it have been?
17.
17, okay. Yeah, 17. Okay. Does everyone see theirs now? And
Yes.
and does it look like the
Yes.
right number for what it should
Yes.
be?
Okay. Yeah, delete my 20.
Okay. All right.
Don't know if you kept
There's
mine
2
on the chart.
Casimir's. Okay, there is this. All right. Well,
Don't
you know
see a
what?
Rockjaw.
Do you see
I don't know
Roxanne?
why I do. I don't know why you guys don't. I deleted obviously. So just do it again, and I'll manually make the number 17.
Sure.
Was Casimir? Did you roll for Casimir, Nutty?
Yes. Casimir was 4.
Okay. All right. So here we are. We have now got our initiative.
Yeah, I don't see
order.
Casimir on there.
He is on there.
I believe he's on there. It's okay.
No,
Okay.
roll it again so it'll be on there. I want you guys to be able to see it. I don't know. It's dumb that you guys can't, but fine. We'll do it. Just have him click it again and.
Yep. I have so many windows. I have to get the right window.
4.
What is that one that's 13?
Yep.
That's Esmeralda's.
Oh, okay. It's yeah, okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, that means you are charging. It is Shadow is up first. She is still in her eagle form.
Oh, okay.
Unless you don't want to be. You could have turned back.
Yeah. No, I'm still in eagle form. I'm going to withhold my action for after the fire bombings. And the action will be to swipe anything not on fire.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. Anubis' turn. Bear in mind, like I said, these scarecrows have now converged. As you converged on the hut, they came in to meet you. So they are active combatants here too.
Okay. Anubis is going to veer off and attack this scarecrow.
Okay.
14.
14 hits.
8 piercing.
Okay. Takes half that. But it does. It's going to make a strength saving throw, which it succeeds. So yeah, Anubis not able to pull it prone. All right. So Baba Lysaga is just going. Well, I'm going to just so that you will know her name is like, you fools have stumbled onto the domain of Baba Lysaga. And I will show you why none who do so leave here alive. And then she opens her mouth and swarms of flies come out of her mouth. And they actually diverge out into, they're going to become, well, I have to roll how many? See? Oh! And they become 4 swarms of insects.
Somebody doesn't brush her teeth.
Yeah. My thought exactly.
Okay. And they get a turn. Alright. They seem to be like tiny flies, is what these insect swarms are. And oh, look at that!
So they go.
They're actually gonna be. They're gonna be away a while before they get to go because they rolled high, but it's already past that point in the cycle. All right. But yes, so she summons those swarms, and then she actually runs and then hops in to this upside down floating giant skull like it's a little car, and she sits in it, and it floats up into the air.
Ah.
I'm going to say she is 30 feet in the air. Okay, Honor.
Okay. Going to run up to here and
Blood spear.
blood spear.
Magic.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, magic weapon.
Cross your fingers.
Yeah.
23.
23 hits.
7 piercing.
7 piercing.
I don't know if I need to add in that 4 also.
I'm trying to remember how that the blood spear works, because I think. Let me double check.
Yeah, I didn't get that handout.
Yeah. Where is that? Magic items. There we go. Blood spear. I'm gonna double check how the attack works. Okay. Okay. It is a +2 to attack and damage rolls, so that I don't know why it's doing that extra D8. So you don't get that. It's the 7
Okay.
piercing.
Okay.
But with the magic weapon, it does take all of that. You see it react to that spear strike in a way that it hasn't to other non-magical attacks. All right, and because you have coordinated attack, I believe Anubis gets to make another attack, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
26.
That'll definitely hit.
9 piercing.
Okay. That one is not as much, but it makes another strength saving throw. But it succeeds again.
Still in its turn.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Ismark's turn. He is going to come up alongside you and try to take out this, help you take out this scarecrow.
Okay.
Focus fire. Ooh. Got a crit in there. That's nice.
Critical.
Yeah.
Yay.
So let's see. 9 plus 14,
14,
23. And another 2 swings and it bursts into flame and dies. It's destroyed.
Woot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's his turn. Rockjaw. These swarms of insects are kind of all over the place now.
Yeah, but the crazy one is on their own skull flying thing.
Yep.
How tall is the hut?
I mean, it's kind of built on what looks like the remains of a giant tree stump, so you would have to climb up it.
How high is it?
Oh, but like if you climbed up on top of it, you would be at about 30 feet.
Alright.
If you wanted to try to climb up it and jump onto her, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have to make an athletics check to try to do that if you want.
Alright.
Ooh, 25. Helps to have a +10, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Yeah. So I will say you are gonna. That's gonna be your action, though. But I'll say you have managed to jump onto this floating skull with her.
Okay.
And she looks at you like you're insane.
And you know
And
what?
for my bonus
She's
action-
right!
For my bonus action,
All right.
I will be a little insane. I will rage.
All right. Okay. Esmeralda's turn.
Okay. Esmeralda.
There are 3 more of these scarecrows.
Yep. But yeah, Esmeralda's going to cast a magic missile at the one directly behind the witch there,
This
the one
one?
closest to her.
Or this one.
This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Magic missile.
Casting at level 1.
Okay.
8 damage.
Yeah. She hits it, and it
Does
takes
it-
8
does it-
damage.
Okay. Okay.
Not resistant to force damage.
Okay.
Because that's how that works. 20. There we go. Okay. Now it is actually the Scarecrow's turn. And they are coming towards you guys at a rate of 30 feet per turn. 1, 2. Actually, they're even gonna they're dashing.
Here, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, she should have used a fireball. Probably worked better. Oh well.
All right. Yeah, so they've dashed at you guys. So no attack this round, but they were coming at you. All right. Pavel's turn. What does Pavel do? Let's see. He's probably got some cool cleric stuff that might be handy. Let's see what he's got.
Did he mention something about a turn Scarecrow spell?
Well, I don't know. Are the Scarecrows based on undead creatures?
He is going to... I think he is going to recognize this witch as a powerful evil force, and he's going to bring out his big gun for it, and he's just going to say, I cast the foul creature into the abyss! And he's going to cast banishment.
Yes!
on,
Good choice!
On Baba Lysaga. And so she is going to make a charisma saving throw. Alright. Oh, does not have any special proficiency for that. 14, and his spell save DC is 15!
Yes!
Okay, so she disappears.
Damn it.
I'm just gonna, let's see.
You can attack the skull.
Yeah, I'm gonna just sort of move her token off to the side here. So she's in this red circle of pocket dimensionness. All right, so Pavel is now maintaining concentration with his banishment spell, and you get a look at him, and he's got a little bit of an expression of like, boy, I'm glad that worked. Okay.
Does the flying skull or the swarms react to that?
You know what? I'm gonna say that these things are all gonna react on the appropriate turns.
Okay.
So Rockjaw, you have just grabbed onto this flying skull, and then all of a sudden, she looks furious and then just vanishes.
I scared her away.
Okay. Just trying to make sure I am understanding some of the details of how banishment works. All right. Actually, hang on. I want to double check something. Because there is in this module, because of the nature of the land you're in, I wanted to make sure that...
Yeah, I was going to say, is this one of those places that you can't vanish because we're in another plane?
Let's see. Let's see.
Although that's actually...
Oh, no. So, astral projection, teleport, plane shift, and similar spells cast for the purpose of leaving Barovia simply fail, as do effects that banish a creature to another plane of existence.
Oh, crap.
So I'll say that she disappears and then reappears and just says, "Oh, it's not that easy to get rid of me."
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll take the heart.
I think it was still a good tactical move. So I hope that doesn't come across as cheating. I didn't remember that until after I did it. So I'll let you guys decide, because I think if Tim was here and had done that, and if Tim was here, he wouldn't have known. I guess.
Well, see, the thing is, yeah, well,
I don't think anybody's used
banishing spells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like the rule is very clear, and it's just really, to my mind, a question of whether it's fair to have him have used his turn to do that.
Oh, now he knows.
How about this? He goes to cast the spell, and Zia notices this and says, "No, Pavel, it's not going to work."
Okay, yeah. So I'll allow that he did not cast the spell, having recognized that it wasn't going to work. And so he'll cast something else instead. Because that's, that's. I don't want
It's
to.
a high level spell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his highest level spell slot. So I don't want to have made him use that in something that theoretically I knew wasn't going to work.
Or should have known.
Yeah. So I think instead he is going to cast he's going to use that spell slot that he had all wound up to cast Death Ward on Ismark.
Yes, good choice.
Well, he has to, so he has to rush up and touch him to do that. But that's what he's going to do. And so what that does is, I will put it here in the chat, but basically it means that if something would have dropped Ismark to 0, he'll drop to 1 instead. All right. That was Pavel's turn. Zia.
Zia, the reason I brought out this 30-foot diameter circle is to cast a fireball.
All right. 25.
I am intending to hit both of the scarecrows and both of the swarms.
Yes.
If I can't hit...
No, you will.
Okay.
You get...
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, boom.
All right.
Let me
Let's
pull
get
out
those
that
scarecrows. They get to each make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, DC 15.
That's 1 fail and 1 success. I will allow that. But 13, but they are vulnerable to fire damage.
26 and 52.
Yeah. So one of them is just incinerated into nothing and it's gone, and the other one is barely hanging on. It's basically, you know how in Terminator when it's in the truck crash and he's basically burned down to just the endoskeleton? That's what this thing looks like now. It's like stepping out of the flames, like with just the bare internal structure of it, and like still on fire, but not quite all the way dead. So now the insect swarms get dexterity saving throws too. Okay, another. One gets 13. So one of the insect swarms is just, again rendered into ash, and the other one is still significantly reduced. All right.
And Zia is going to move over here because he realized he's up against a spellcaster and had clustered together. So that's probably not a really good idea. As he was casting the fireball, he says, "Wait a minute, maybe do not want to stand next to absolutely everybody." So he moves a bit to the side.
Also, with a really good view of one of the last remaining scarecrows.
Yeah. All right. So Adrian's turn. The were-raven.
Okay, so one of them is attacking the eagle?
Well, it rushed up to her, but because she's in eagle form, it was basically going to attack, but it hadn't gotten a swipe off yet.
Okay. From where he is, firing off the hand crossbow to try to attack this guy.
Related, once it rushed you, would that have triggered your held action, Shadow?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you can do your eagle attack on it too first. Sorry to interrupt you, Mark, but
Nope, that's fine.
What was it was the scarecrow that rushed me,
it's
right?
the scarecrow that rushed up at you.
I'm not sure how well this is going to be, but we're going to start with the talons.
Given how useful this giant eagle form is, it might be good to make a character sheet for it.
Yeah, I had your bear form one that I made, but
yeah, I just
she's only been able to turn to giant eagle since you guys got to level 8. So
yeah.
But I have a feeling it's going to happen a lot.
Yeah,
it's a fun form. So so that was
okay. A 23 hits.
Yes. So the damage is
2.
Oh yeah, here it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a week, you know?
Yeah, that's all right.
There we go.
Okay.
And 10 damage.
All right.
It's
So
like a perfect even.
Yeah.
And then I will re-roll that last roll. Sorry.
All right.
19
Yeah,
hits.
19 also hits. Yeah.
And that is different damage.
I think
That's
it's just a 1d6 plus 3 for that
1d6
one.
plus
Yeah.
3, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Dang. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So now, Adrian, seeing that your giant eagle companion has already started sort of tearing at this thing, but she's not making a lot of headway with just her standard. Actually, I take it. At what level do your druid attacks become magical?
They're all magical already.
They are already. Okay, well then you actually it takes.
Animal, they're magical.
It does take all that damage then. So that's another 10.
Yeah, that happened a couple levels ago.
Yep. Okay, so she is actually tearing it up pretty effectively. But now it's Adrian's turn.
Right. Well, his attacks aren't magical, but that's okay. I will still fire the crossbow, because I can do that from here.
Yep. 12 hits.
With window, there it is. Okay, so that does some damage. And then swoop in and use the short sword.
Okay, 19 hits.
Probably stay there.
Okay. All right. Casimir's turn. Casimir's turn.
Who was
sorry,
Casimir?
Yeah.
Sorry. Sometimes you're like, come on, Casimir. Oh, right,
Yeah.
that's not actually.
Yeah.
So Casimir's way back here. That one looks like it's.
You have two nicely grouped swarms.
Yeah, I think I might work on those.
One of which is already hurt.
Yeah, what'd you use on them again?
Fireball.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same.
Fireball.
Yeah. Just do that at level 3.
You know what? Hang on. This will probably be disconcerting for everybody, but I'm going to briefly select all of the tokens and move them over a little bit. Just for better placement on the stream screen. There we go.
You okay?
Ah! That was disconcerting.
Every once in a while, you can feel the world
Okay.
move underneath you.
So where was that fireball being cast?
At that group of the swarms, right? Yeah,
Those two?
these guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got swarms of insects making 2 more dexterity saving throws.
Catch the house in that?
Yeah.
Maybe. I wouldn't mind it.
If the house twitches when it gets hit by that, that's going to change things.
One
so,
fails, one saves.
and with 27 damage, you know what? It doesn't even matter which one is which because they're both going to be burned up by that. But
How does the house react?
it does twitch. So first of all, I'm actually it actually let me go ahead and bring up its sheet.
This feels like the reverse of the gazebo.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it's gonna make. First of all, it's gonna roll initiative, which is not very good. It's not great at dexterity.
For a hut.
Yeah.
It's a house.
Yeah. So, so it failed the dexterity throw, so it is actually going to take that that fireball damage. Okay.
From now on, we kill all the houses.
At least the ones that look like spiders.
Yeah.
Just in case it's hiding.
So, yes, the fireball causes the house to suddenly lurch up on these spidery roots, making it look like they're actually spidery legs, and it sort of lurches upward, and Baba Lysaga says, "Uh-oh, you've woken it up. You've done it now." All right. And that was Casimir's turn, and so the the low initiative roll works actually in its favor this time because that means it's actually its turn now. And let's see, it has a significant range.
Yeah.
The house would ring.
It can so it's gonna make 3 one of its roots picks up a big rock and then hucks it at Casimir. 18, which I think hits.
Ow.
And he's going to take 23 bludgeoning damage.
Luckily, he hasn't been wounded before this. But,
All right, he's down to 17.
Yeah.
They're not going to hit with another rock.
And also, both Shadow and Honor are going to find that one of its roots snake out from it and are going to try to basically slam you. So, Honor, 29, so you're going to take 31 bludgeoning damage. You were just where you were clawing at the Scarecrow, which is on the ground. So you're not that far.
Oh, I thought
in
I
the
was
air.
flying. All right.
No. Well, you're flying, but you're flying at the level of the face of a Scarecrow.
Yeah, so it would reach. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's 22 bludgeoning damage for
I don't
you.
know if that has a huge bonus or just rolling well, but the bonus is at least 10, so...
It's pretty big, yeah.
Was that Honor or Shadow?
That was Shadow for the 20. So
Lock the roll.
Honor took 31, and Shadow, you just took 22. Which I think
you.
your giant eagle actually has 45 hit points, if I'm not mistaken.
Hang on. Giant eagle. That's right, I almost did it off the wrong
Yeah,
one.
I'd recommend you figure out how many it has, because it's going to be relevant.
It's gonna happen soon. Once
Yeah.
I find, where did it go? I just had it. Oh, it's got 26. So I only have 4 hit points.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you have
I'm
both...
gonna put that in the red circle.
All right.
I'm gonna make that my hit point.
That
while
seems
in
like a good
action.
idea. And I will even make it so that that will show up on the
You can try.
yeah, so now you have a little red bar too.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. So yes, the hut is now awake and very angry. It is your turn now, Shadow.
Oh. All right. Well, I am going to fly.
All right. The
Okay.
Scarecrow will get an opportunity attack.
Hang on 1 second. I just want to. Oh, that's pretty far. Okay, yeah. So, I fly as far away as I possibly can.
Okay. 12. What's your AC as a giant eagle?
Oh, I believe it is. Where did it go? 13.
Okay. Yeah. So it claws out at you as you try to fly away, but misses.
So actually, let me get this where I want it to be. Put it a little further away. There we go. All right. Cool.
All right.
And, yeah, I think that's it for now.
Okay. Anubis.
Okay.
The one remaining Scarecrow right there is very weak.
Yeah. Honor kind of wants to get it with the blood spear, but
Well,
better.
yeah, however you like, you can. However you want to do it.
Okay.
Anubis will follow your commands.
There's another one off to the left there he could go after.
Yeah, I think Anubis is going to go after this one.
All right. And it will get an opportunity attack as he moves away from it, though.
Okay.
That's a 13.
His AC is 16.
All right, misses. Okay. So he's attacking that other Scarecrow. 10,
Yep, 10.
unfortunately, is a miss.
Okay.
Okay. So now it is the one remaining swarm of insects that didn't get burned up. And it's actually going to come... yeah, it's going to come at Anubis. And what does it do? What are its things? Yeah, so it basically just swarms all over Anubis and they're trying to bite him. But 14 looks like he doesn't actually take any bites. They're just getting fur.
Yeah. And go.
Ugh, wet dog.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that is the swarm of insects, but it is now Baba Lysaga's turn, and she's turning back over to you on her giant floating skull, Rockjaw. And she is just going to say...
Uh-oh. I hate it when they talk.
Okay, let's see. She's just gonna say, "Stay," and it overwhelms your mind, leaving you stunned.
No roll?
Not yet.
Okay.
But as you are suddenly stunned, you are going to be releasing your grip on the giant skull.
Am I not standing on it?
Well, you were holding on to it. It's floating
okay.
around. It's not, I mean, it's a giant's skull, but it's not like 25 feet across.
Okay, I guess I thought I landed on it. No, that's fine.
Well, you were on it, but you have to
Yep.
hang on because it's not that big.
Nope, I get it.
All right.
I get it.
Okay, so basically, once it's your turn, you are stunned. You're going to fall off. You will get to make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
Okay.
She has cast Power Word Stun on you.
Oh. We're in that level spell, are we? Oh, no.
Yep.
Still a house to climb.
Pavel doesn't have destruction, does he?
Destruction?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think that's a higher level spell that you have.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Sorry.
None of you have higher than 4th level spells.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So, so you, she basically just points her finger at you, Rockjaw. Stay. Okay. That is her turn. Honor, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to try and get me some extra hit points and blood spare.
Yeah,
14
hits, and yeah, that's you're gonna do it. It only had 2 hit points left.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, so yes, you kill it, and you can get your 2d6.
Temporary hit points.
Yes.
All right.
I love this blood spear.
All right. So that's your turn, though. But no, I guess there's one scarecrow left still on the field. So, but it is Ismark's turn now. He gives a nod of thanks to Pavel, even though he's probably not 100% clear what just happened, but clearly some sort of a beneficial spell. But so he's going to run and try to start taking out these insects that are swarming over Anubis. Okay, so the swarm of insects have an AC of 12. Where's Ismark's? All right, he's just swinging. He's drawn his short sword, so he's doing 2 one-handed sun sword attacks and a short sword attack. Okay, so the short sword misses, but that's 14 radiant to the swarm. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, okay, so it's misleading because it's over the top of Anubis's, but he has basically killed most of the bugs. There's still a few of them swarming, but they're mostly dead.
The bug zapper.
Yeah. All right.
I wonder if they're vulnerable to electric attacks.
Attracted to.
Yeah. Okay, so it is your turn now. Let me go. I'll just go ahead and have the spell show up here so you can see. But basically, so Rockjaw, you are stunned, find yourself unable to stay on your spot on the skull, and you fall 30 feet to the ground.
Okay.
You're going to take 4 bludgeoning damage. That's not so much, especially since you're
So 2?
raging. Yep. And now you can make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I don't think I have any particular bonus to this, so. So 17?
17 is exactly what you needed.
Yay!
You were able to break free of the stun, but that is the end of your turn.
Ah, crap. There goes my rage.
You took
You
damage.
took damage from the fall.
Oh, that's right. I did. 2
Lucky!
points of damage,
Lucky
saving my
that you
rage.
fell, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Rockjaw's, or Esmeralda's turn.
Okay. Esmeralda going to again move away to keep from being too clustered together with other party members in this this thing, because it doesn't look like we're in any danger of being swarmed by the melee creatures.
Yeah,
So
you guys have mostly got those under control, but that hut packed a wallop from quite a distance.
Okay, and if she, given that Baba Yaga is flying, if she were to cast a lightning bolt at her, would she hit people in between, or does she need to move somewhere else? To
I
get
will
their
say
line?
no.
She's firing a lightning bolt above their heads to hit Baba Yaga. Now that conveniently, Rockjaw is no longer there. And she's going to pump it up to 4th level.
Okay. Baba Lysaga is going to make her dexterity saving throw with the dexterity of her flying skull. Because she's riding it, essentially. She's piloting it like a little flying car.
Okay.
15.
Good enough. She takes half damage.
Yeah. Okay. In fact, it's both her and the flying skull each are going to take half damage, which is still more than she likes. Let me do it so that the skull does have its own supply of HP. Okay. She sort of screeches in pain at that. Okay. Pavel's turn. I think he's gonna shoot a sacred flame at that last remaining Scarecrow, which makes it a. All right, Scarecrow makes dexterity saving throw. It tries. It clicks. There we go. Critical fail. It is. It's not just incinerated. I mean, it's I have to roll the damage. Sacred flame is 9 radiant damage, which it is almost destroyed. That one, as this, brief column of bright radiant fire descends from the heavens and burns it. And then he is also noticing that there's been some discussion of splitting up. He is kind of doesn't want to be too far away because he's got to be able to get to people for healing if possible. But I think he is actually going to run back and cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on Casimir.
Good idea.
You know what? He's actually even going to do a 3rd level. So that's an 18 for Casimir.
18 in damage?
No, 18 healing.
Sorry. Oh, healing, sorry. I was looking
Yep.
just trying to decide what to do.
I know that it's much more likely that we take damage than get healing, but it does happen once in a while.
Yeah. All right. So that was Pavel's turn. Zia.
Thank you, Paul.
Zia steps back and casts polymorph on the hut.
On the hut.
Ooh.
All right.
Yes.
Let me look at her hut and figure out how that works for her hut.
The wisdom save. I don't imagine its wisdom is terribly high.
Let's see.
The problem is going to be whatever you turn it into. Is it going to be a giant version of that thing? Like, are you going to turn it into like a little baby chick, and it'll be like
you never know what sorts of things can like.
Yeah.
Well,
the
like
spell
what
says it's a creature with at least 1 hit point. So
Yeah. So that works. I'm just trying to make sure like it's not like specifically immune to those sorts of things or something, but doesn't appear to be. So it makes a wisdom saving throw.
DC is 15.
Yeah.
Just how wise is this house? Very wise.
Nice.
Nice.
I turn it into a leech, a swamp leech.
Nice. Okay, I'm just gonna briefly, basically, make.
Shrink its token.
Yeah. It looks like it won't let me shrink it smaller than that, but so bloop. Yeah, it turns into a swamp leech. All right. Yeah. So that worked. And
as part of his movement, if there is any kind of cover he can take, because he's now made himself into a gigantic target, because his concentration is the only thing keeping that thing in that form, he's gonna try and take some kind of cover. Is there anything around that I can hide behind?
no, because it's basically just a bunch of swamp muck. She was in kind of a big clearing.
Does Zia need to keep eye contact?
No.
Okay, I got you covered.
He is going. You know what? The best thing he can think of to be protected is to drop prone.
Okay.
So he's going to drop prone.
I'll let you make a stealth check and try to hide in the mud if you want.
I am happy with that.
All right.
Let's see. It's my score isn't terribly good, but 15, not bad.
All right. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that Adrian's turn. The Scarecrow is almost destroyed, and there's not that many of the bugs left. And also as far as he can tell, the giant hut just disappeared.
Okay. Normal day. Scarecrow, I stab at thee.
All right. Yeah, that hits, and that he chops it in two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can he move closer to the swarm and take his second attack?
He
Or
sure
is that
can.
only...
No.
Okay.
He can. Yep.
I'll try to swat away some of the bugs. Flat of the blade, I guess.
Yeah, and so that's another 3 piercing damage, or 3 damage to them. Thwap, thwap, thwap. There's only a few of them left, but you know, there's some there. It's not completely dispersed, but he does additional damage. Okay, Casimir's turn. He is going to. Let's see. Yeah, he's. Oh no! It's
I've got him.
You're controlling.
I've got him covered. I'm just.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to sometimes keep track of.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So he turns and shouts over to Zia. Zia, I got you covered. And
Okay.
he creates a stone wall dome over Zia. And Zia is completely protected by a nice, I think it's like 20-foot thick stone wall dome. I think
Probably
that's how
not
it goes.
20 feet thick.
20 feet diameter.
Diameter. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, I'll draw
10
that.
foot by 20 foot panels. Yeah. Anyway, I can make it so it encases him, and that's what I have done.
Okay. Nice. All right. That was Casimir's
Literally.
turn.
I got you covered.
All right.
He's
if
also
you
on
guys-
high-level spells, so he doesn't have a whole lot to contribute anyway. So
If you guys were close enough to see, you would see a tiny little swamp leech wriggle in the mud a little bit. Because it is the hut's turn. It doesn't get
does
to.
it use flop? It's not very effective.
Flop. So it's let's see. It doesn't get to repeat the saving throw. It's just your concentration, right? Correct, I believe. For polymorph. Whoever cast polymorph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we got. Okay, so yeah, the hut flops. It's not very effective. So Shadow, it is actually your turn.
Yeah. Sorry. We've got spammers in the Twitch stream, and I'm trying to boot them.
Okay. Yeah.
So can you do that while I do Shadow?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can access it.
I can.
Otherwise, I'll figure it out.
Let's see.
There's two of them actually.
Yeah.
Man.
No.
I got
One.
him. I got him.
There we go. I knew how to do it on the phone, but I've got it open on the computer, so I didn't.
No
know where the
worries, I got
controls were. Awesome. Okay. Excellent. Shadow. So let me just get back there. Sorry about that. So Shadow. Oh. Okay, there we go. So we've got Shadow is going to first cast Stone Skin.
Okay.
And yeah.
So
gives me...
you're turning back into elf form for that?
Oh yeah, sorry. I turned into elf form.
Okay.
Bonus action. I cast Stone Skin on myself,
Alright.
which does not have it here.
It popped it into the chat. So basically, you are resistant to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
Stone Skin does.
I thought it gave me. I thought it upped my.
Bark Skin does that.
That's what I meant to do then.
Well, this gives you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Yeah, that's
damage.
true. That's
So
yeah, and the hunt's not doing anything right now anyway, so I'm good. All right.
yeah. So if, for example, you got hit by a giant rock, you would take only half damage.
Yeah. So where is the witch again? She's up there.
Yeah, in
So
her
far
flying
away.
skull, 30 feet off the ground, next to where the hut used to be. Rockjaw was up there somewhere, but then he fell off the skull.
Yeah, see, I had this whole thing of like what I was gonna do, and then everything changed, and I forgot to amend it.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That happened. Sorry about that. Let me just. I'm trying to. Can I take back the Stone Skin? I did not mean to do that.
Yeah,
'cause,
that's
again,
fine.
that
You
was-
would, I mean, you would know how the spell works. Shadow would know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I am going to instead. All right, so the witch and the skull is over there, but with Rockjaw.
Rockjaw's on the
stay
ground.
tough. Oh, he's
He
on the
was
ground.
forced
Okay.
to fall off.
Yeah,
Right.
he fell off.
Well, stay tough. I'm going to cast Call Lightning over there
Okay.
at the witch.
Don't hit the leech.
Just okay, hang on. Okay,
what would happen
so
if the
call lightning.
If the leech takes 1 hit point of damage, it
All right.
tops the spell. It's just like your.
Oh,
It's just like your.
never mind. Sorry
yeah,
about that.
Do not.
Okay.
Do
Don't
not.
let me do this.
Well,
I
call
see.
lightning. You can have it to attack a specific target, but however you want to.
Yeah,
the
I wanted
spell
to-
for call lightning, you select the point that you want it to hit, so you could have
Okay.
it just hit her if you want. But
That's what I want. I want just
it's
her.
probably not a bad idea to have everyone aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, it is her in her skull making the dexterity saving throw as she's flying around in it. Again.
Yes.
That's this. I feel like it rolled the same twice. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, she's going to take 10 lightning as this storm thunderhead forms above in the sky and strikes down, and it's going to be another. I'm going to say that she takes the damage, not her and the skull.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not that powerful.
Also, let me I want to just double check, because when you have these high level enemies, I want to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. Okay.
Yeah, because they all get all kinds of funky abilities when they're high level.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's not like immune or resistant to any of these types of damage so far. So, okay. All right. That makes it Anubis's turn. Anubis has got these bugs all over him still.
Yeah, so he's gonna bite at the bugs.
All right. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
13.
That hits, and so yeah, so
11.
I'd say he is able to bite the remaining bugs off of him. So the bugs are gone.
Yay, happy puppy.
Well, 3 out of 4 of those got burned up, so that's...
Yeah, and so he's going to run back over to Honor now that he's free.
All right. So it is Baba Lysaga's turn, and she's looking at all of you and saying, "Think I'm stupid?" She points down and casts a magic missile at the leech.
She can see it? You're not even going to roll perception check? I mean, it's a leech in a swamp. All right.
You've got an ancient beyond.
Okay, all right.
So it's also a magic missile, which doesn't miss.
Yeah.
And if she's the mistress of the
She
hut,
saw what spell it was.
Okay.
But so magic
All right.
missile, I think you do still have to be able to see it, and so. But she's also just right there, and she saw what happened. So.
Okay, all right. I was hoping it would like drop down into the water and get lost.
Don't diminish the idea that you still took a full action away from both the hut and from her in order for them to
That's
deal
true.
with that.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so don't
I was hoping
diminish
to
the
take more.
importance of that. Yeah.
I get my ladder back.
Okay, so yeah, she casts the magic missile and it poofs back.
Now it's going to take, and except for the point that kills the leech, it's going to take the full damage from the rest of her magic missile.
Oh yeah, so I'll go ahead and have. Yeah, you're right. It does. Whoops.
He's gonna make her hot angry.
Yeah. All right, so it's going to take 9 additional damage, and it had already been burned by the fireball, so I mean it's taken some damage.
Yeah.
All right. But then in her skull are gonna float away from you, Rockdrop. All right. So yeah, she has done that. That is her turn. Honor, your turn.
transform it to a dust mite.
Okay.
I can't see that.
Well, now that she's not right over the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Can Zia tell that his spell has ended?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he was holding concentration, so I think he would feel it sort of dissipate.
Feel when it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was worth a try.
All right. I'm going to shoot the heavy crossbow at the skull.
Okay.
And cross your fingers. 12?
Unfortunately, it just bounces off. But I'm not saying it's immune. I'm just saying that it counts as a miss.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a miss. Anything else?
Um,
There's no other combatants, just the hut and her now.
Yeah, I want to cast Barkskin, but I don't have another action. So.
All right. So, Ismark's turn. And I think on the basis that he can't reach anything else and that it seems to be able to attack from quite a distance anyway, he's just gonna charge. The hut. And just swing away with the sun sword. I'm gonna have him. Yeah, I think he's going at it with both swords. So 2 one-handed swings with the sun sword and 1 short sword swing. Okay, and then what was its AC again?
It looks like 3 hits to me.
Yeah, all those are all 3 hits, correct?
22 damage.
Yep.
Nice.
So yeah, yep, 22 damage.
Really gotta get one of those.
It still looks pretty, like, it's definitely sort of making, like, creaking shrieks as it sort of moves its roots around, definitely feeling those strikes, but it also seems still huge, like a huge animated hut on giant spidery tree legs. Meaning it can take some damage, you'd think. All right, Rockjaw, you are no longer stunned. It's your turn now.
All right. I'll stand back up, angry. Shake my fist at the receding witch, and then, looking like he's going to climb the house, realizing the house is moving now. That's not what happened before. We'll take his axe and make a standing leap to crash the axe down top of it.
On the hut?
On the hut.
Yeah, all right.
Up to 10 feet, I should be able to reach the upper floor.
Okay, yeah. You want to, like, jump up at the house level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chop.
All right.
That's a
18
chop.
hits.
We're at 18 damage.
Stupid house.
14.
All right. 14 unfortunately misses. That blow just catches one of the stonework parts of the house and just clangs away.
Nope, I'm gonna ride a house.
All right. Esmeralda's turn.
Did it flinch in a particular direction when I hit it?
I mean, you're kind of like riding it, so I mean,
Because if I can hurt it in the right side, I might be able to drive it after the witch. I was thinking, I don't expect this to actually work.
no, I mean, I don't think you can notice from the bit that you're on because it's mostly just the legs that move.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it hasn't actually walked much. It's been
It kind of,
sitting.
yeah, it sort of stood up, and it's in a slightly different position now just from having turned into a leech it back. All right, Esmeralda's turn.
Okay. She's gonna cast mirror image.
Okay. So where is she? So 3 duplicates of herself, which I will go ahead and even just put on the I'll put those on the map just because it's cool. All right, and so we just will know that the one with the little red dot here is the real one.
Right. And
All right.
The one who's lost a few hit points. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
Okay. Pavel's turn. I think he's going to see that you've taken some damage on her. And he's going to run up and cast Cure Wounds on you. And he's probably going to say something about, like, boy, you lot are keeping me busy. Let's see. Well, actually, yeah. So just level 1 though.
That'll be fine.
Oh wow! You still got 12. Nice. 12 points for a level 1 Cure Wounds is not bad.
Nope.
It's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So that was his turn. And I think in the interest of not clumping together, he will also then still move away. Okay, Zia, you're up, and you are still in this sphere, this dome of stone, but you know that your polymorphous has been broken.
I'm gonna start trying to knock a hole in the stone wall. Just smacking it with my stick.
So I will allow that. Casimir, it makes sense that he would have dropped it, having seen the, like, he knew what the plan was.
Is that a spell that has concentration?
Yeah, I don't know. Wall of Stone.
I'm not sure you can just dismiss
it is concentration.
Oh, okay.
If you maintain your concentration for the whole duration, it becomes permanent.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say it makes sense, and I will allow that Casimir would have understood that when the polymorph was broken, there was no more point in having the stone around you, and
Okay.
allow you to have that crumble around you, and so you are not protected by it anymore. If that's what you think Casimir would do, Lenny.
Yeah. No, I think that's what Casimir would do. I'm having trouble selecting the circle to get rid of it, but.
Oh well, that's all right. I'll do it.
The witch is within range for a firebolt, so that's what I will do. .22.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I can't select the circle either for whatever reason. Okay. So fireball.
Firebolt.
Firebolt. Firebolt does hit.
9 damage.
Yeah, another 9. And she kind of grunts and just says, "You lot are really starting to bug me."
We do that.
Feeling is natural.
All right. Okay. That was Zia's turn. So Adrian's turn.
Okay.
Adrian, I think, might be finally interested in fighting something that only does non-magical bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of wondering about that, and yeah, the house seems to be a little bit more up his alley, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where's my... There we go. Okay. So, he can fly up to it, stay on this side of it. He can fly to there. And yeah, start stabbing at a house.
Stab.
The offending circle has died.
7 unfortunately misses.
Second stab. Hold still, house.
10 misses also.
All right, well, I was excited, overexcited, and just kind of like, I can stab wood.
Yeah. All right. That was Adrian. So Casimir's turn.
Yes, Casimir. I was planning shadow.
Fireball?
I think that's a good idea. Well, where's the witch?
Right here.
Yeah, she's
30 feet off the ground in her flying skull.
She is nicely far away from everybody.
Yep.
All right. Fireball the witch.
All right. Once again, her skull makes the saving throw. Jeez. It's got like it's just an unmodified roll. It's a 10, so it's rolled like less than like 5 or less all 3 times.
Oh wow.
Okay, so that is going to be 27 damage for her and for the hut, or for the skull, I mean. So the skull is actually looking fairly rough now. It's kind of wobbling a little bit in the in the air.
Excellent.
And then she takes that too, and she's really looking angry now. All right, but it is now the hut's turn, and it's going to make 3 root attacks: 1 at Rockjaw, 1 at Ismark, and 1 at Adrian. Okay.
I really hope Botch is trying to hit me.
So in this order: so Rockjaw, Ismark, Adrian. Okay. So 28, I think, probably hits. 30 probably hits. 14 is about as low as that misses Ismark, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
That was the only one I was worried about.
Yeah.
Well, he also has Death Ward on him, which helps, but
Yeah.
still.
Yes.
Yeah, Ismark has a 17 AC, so he is able to duck out of the way of this enormous root. But that's 37 halved for Rockjaw.
So, 18?
Yep.
Yeah, 18.
And Adrian would take 25, except that as a wereraven, he is immune to non-magical bludgeoning damage.
He's smiling. That didn't hurt. That didn't hurt at all.
He's like a cartoon character. Just pops back together.
Awesome.
All right. Okay, that was the hut's turn. Shadow.
All right. Shadow is going to use Conjure Animals and send a gelatinous cube.
Can't create a gelatinous cube.
No, it's not a.
It has to be a beast.
It has to be a beast.
Oh, it has to be a beast. All right, hang on. There was a. Oh, I had the list open, and then I was like, "Oh, that's a cool one." Hang on. I gotta find it again. Sorry, I had.
What was it called?
Conjure Animals, especially casting.
Yeah.
Something that flies would be good.
Yes. No, I was just making sure that this is actually a beast as well. I had a bunch of different choices. Okay. Now, a dragon wormling.
No.
That is a beast.
Not a beast.
No, it's a dragon.
Oh.
Think about real animals that actually exist are beasts.
All right. Hang on. Let me get something cool then.
You can have a giant version of something, but like a giant, snake or something.
Most of them
that.
are in the back of the back of the list there. Now, one thing I was thinking of is at one half challenge rating, you could have 4 swarms of insects.
Yeah. That was fun. Hang on one second. Let me just. I got greedy. We're moving at the speed of my internet now. Come on. I'm sorry. Roll20 is just being a butt on me.
Okay. I mean.
Anyway, yeah. So I believe
4 giant wasps.
they are CR1s are brown bears. So I'll just send 2 bears after.
Okay. 2 brown bears.
Yeah, because then I know what that is. And
Right.
yeah, and I tell them to destroy the hut.
Okay. All right. Let me. Let's see. Do I have tokens for brown bears? I don't know that. Yeah, I don't have. They're not in this module, but I can use the. I can use your bear form.
Yeah, I was gonna say just use the bear that you used for me.
Yeah. Now
Good choice.
roll initiative for them.
Ah, yes. Hang on. I'm assuming it's just a D20.
Well, I mean, you have the stats, don't you? Didn't you just look it up?
I didn't get them yet because it was taking too
well,
long.
all right.
So.
I thought you had.
Their dex has +0.
Their dex is +0. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's a D20. Figured. All right, so they got 9. Yeah. Yeah. So their initiative is 9.
All right. Okay. And then they have. Brown bears have 34 hit points. Yeah. All right. Okay, so that was Shadow's turn. Are you moving or anything? Or doing any other, like, you can bonus action into another wild shape?
No, I'm gonna chill here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna chill.
All right.
Hold on.
Anubis.
Hold on. One thing before we go. Isn't your Call Lightning spell still active?
Conjure Animals is concentration. It would have
Okay.
replaced the Call Lightning.
Okay. Could you have taken the Call Lightning first and then cast the spell?
Call Lightning, I believe, is an action to make it do another bolt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean,
I thought it was like
these are good things to question, but I believe that that's how that one works.
Okay.
Because Nira likes that, and I'm constantly having to figure out how to get around it.
Okay.
Okay. For a lack of anything else better to do, Anubis is also going to go and attack the house.
All right.
He is going to try and bite the house. 20.
All right.
And has to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Yeah. So we'll let's have that house make a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
If it had failed, that would have been so.
Yeah.
This little wolf comes up, grabs the root, pulls on it. Woof.
It really would be the reverse of the gazebo then.
All right. So Baba Lysaga is just saying, it's like, you lot are proving more troublesome than I expected. And then she actually poofs into, she becomes a swarm of insects, and then flies through and goes in through the window of the hut, and so she has gone inside the hut now, leaving the flying skull behind.
That can't be good.
So she has got cover inside the house now.
Oh, she thinks so.
All right, that was her turn to do that. Okay, Honor's turn.
Okay, so she has total cover, correct?
Yeah. None of you have line of sight on her. I mean, she turned into bugs for a little bit there, but the bugs also then went inside the house.
Okay. I kind of want to get the skull, but it's still flying, and I can't.
Leave that to the folks with the.
I mean, you can shoot it with your crossbow, but
Yeah, but that seems to be. Well, I'll shoot the house with the crossbow.
all right.
No, I mean, you have the blood spear, right?
I do, but it's 30 feet in the air,
yeah.
so I can't reach it with the blood spear.
No, what I mean is just go after the house with the blood spear.
The house.
Snapping the house.
The house is 30 feet in the air, isn't it?
Oh, the house
No,
is 30
the-
feet.
Oh, the house
No.
is on the
The
ground.
skull is
Sorry.
30 feet in the air,
Okay.
and you wanted to shoot the house or shoot the skull. Do whatever you want. Pick one.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the skull.
All right.
Cross your fingers. 14.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
20.
It
I've
would
been
have
wondering-
it would have missed the hut too for them.
Yeah. Well, no, I was wondering, because the skull hasn't done anything other than fly around. Wouldn't that give me advantage? It's not like the
No,
skull
because
is
it's
attacked.
technically not a creature. It's more like a vehicle.
Okay. Okay.
It
Yeah.
was once a creature. It's not anymore.
No, so I mean it has taken a turn by
Okay.
being piloted around.
Okay.
But still, I mean, these are reasonable questions to ask. Anything a little bit will help, especially since you guys still got a big old thing. It hits pretty hard. Okay. That was probably Sega's turn. Honor's turn. Ismark's turn. He's going to continue to slash at this. Okay, unfortunately the 10 misses, the 19 and the 24 hit, so that's another 18 damage. Alright. You guys are starting to do some damage to it. You can see that several of its roots that it's stomping around with have notable, like gashes and wounds on it. Bleeding sap spraying it all over the place. Also making a lot of splashy mud footsteps as it stomps around the swamp here. All right, Rockjaw.
So I was going to run into the house. Now I'm just going to run into the house anyway.
Okay.
Swinging with the axe, I'm going to go through the wall, though.
Well, here's what we're actually going to do: I have a separate map for the interior of the house. Let me get that map and then
I'm
set
gonna
it
go
up
reckless.
appropriately. And let me just double check to make sure that the door is openable.
I'll go through the wall.
Through the wall. Well, okay, hang on.
I'm going to carve my way through the wall. That's the idea.
So he's attacking the.
I'm attacking the wall, and if it opens up enough, I'll move through it.
Okay, if you're going to attack the
backing.
wall, I'm going to treat first of all like that as an attack on the house. Is that so? That's the idea.
That's the idea.
You want it to be doing damage to the house too. Okay. Let me just first make sure. Let me pull up what the. So the rules of the hut. Okay, let's see. Let's see. You're passing by these two big old these cages full of ravens that are even more upset now that the cages are getting shaken around.
Dinner for later.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so just go ahead and make your attacks on the side of it.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
15 isn't great.
All right. Yeah. Unfortunately, 15 doesn't hit.
All right. It's shaking around, I'm assuming, because it's still got its tentacles and stuff swishing around. So I'll accept that. Let's try that again. There we go. 27.
Okay, so 27 is going to hit.
Let's see if I can do enough damage to matter. Nope.
Okay. It does take 10 damage, but
Yeah, I don't make any further in.
right. So we're almost at 5 o'clock. Did you have a hard out today, Mark?
I have another game to go to. It's not for a little while, so I have a bit of time.
Okay. Well, let's.
My wife's not doing well, and she kind of needs my support, so
Okay.
I do
Well,
have a heart.
so let's go ahead and
Finish the round?
say. Well, okay, yeah, we'll finish the round. So that was Rockjaw's turn. We'll finish this round and then stop for tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Esmeralda's
Es-
turn.
Esmeralda runs up within 30 feet of the house and uses her evil, her Vistani curse on the house.
Okay.
It needs to make a level DC 14 Wisdom save or be cursed.
Okay.
I curse you and that house.
Yeah, unfortunately, it makes it that time. It rolled super low the last time.
Okay. Now, the curse failed. That doesn't mean it ends, because she takes damage.
It didn't take effect. So
Okay.
I would say so a curse taking effect and then being broken is what does the psychic damage.
Okay. Okay. So okay.
So yeah, so that's her action, but she doesn't take the psychic damage. She is
Okay.
unable to curse the hut though.
All right.
Okay. The
Phrases
bears.
you only hear in games. She's unable to curse the hut.
The hut. Unable to curse the hut.
Wise hut.
Yes. Okay, so the bears are gonna get to make 2 attacks each. They are both plus d20 plus 5. Gonna be bite and claw for the 2 bears. Is how we're gonna the order. Assuming that they're attacking. You're typing, I guess.
It's your bears, Nelly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Okay,
everything went
no, it's your bears.
Oh,
Your bears.
and I was getting my bears. Ah,
Yeah,
I'm like
4 attacks. A bite,
Yep.
bite, claw. They're all d20
Yeah,
plus
that's what
5.
we're gonna do. All right.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I thought you were typing, and I was just kind of waiting.
No.
That's right.
That's Twitch. I hate it when I try to roll in Twitch. So that one will hit. Okay, and it's 1d8 plus 4. Five damage. Okay, and then yeah, that's the same. So then that doesn't hit, I'm assuming.
9 does not hit, no.
So, second bear.
Mhm.
Another 9. Jeez.
Yeah.
14.
14 does not hit.
Okay.
All right,
So
so
that's the bears.
that's the bears.
The bears.
The bears.
Bears.
All right, Pavel's turn. He is going to cast. I want to just double check how many 4th level spell slots he's supposed to have. So because I thought that he had no more, but then I don't remember if I was keeping track of them correctly. So you guys are level 8, so clerics should have 2. Yeah, okay, so he does still have 1. He's going to cast Blight on the hut. And the hut...
Constitution saves probably going to be pretty good.
Yes. And, you know what? And technically it's a construct, not a plant. So, plants take extra damage from Blight, but... so it makes a Constitution saving throw. And it fails. So it's actually going to take 36 necrotic damage.
Nice.
And it definitely feels that basically as the spell, this sickly green energy shoots out from Pavel's hand, you see one of its big root-like tendril legs just shrivel up and then turn to dust. And it kind of like reels over and makes wooden groaning sounds. It doesn't have a mouth, so it can't like scream. All right, Zia.
Okay, Zia thinks that Esmeralda's idea of throwing that curse is a good idea, so he's going to get close enough to throw his curse. The DC is a little easier because he's not as good at throwing curses as Esmeralda is. It's DC 11, but he's throwing the same curse.
Okay. So it makes another Wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Ha!
Okay, so what's the curse?
The curse is that it is vulnerable to slashing damage.
Vulnerable to slashing damage. All right. Okay. It is now cursed, vulnerable to slashing damage. Give it a little orange dot. That means it's vulnerable to slashing damage. That's what I've decided. Okay. That's Zia's turn. Adrian's turn.
Okay, well, let's deal some slashing damage, I guess. Because he has that's short sword still.
Short swords are usually piercing damage?
Actually, yeah, it's piercing damage in this case. Yeah, oh well.
I was thinking more in terms of Rockjaw and the bears. But...
Yeah. So 15?
15 is a miss.
He's super excited about trying to hit the thing, but not actually hitting it. Come on! Come on!
It's also
I can do
moving
this.
around a lot. I for flavor, you guys, I want you to realize this is up on these spindly tree-like, root-like things, and it's definitely stomping around. It's not like moving in place, but it is not holding still. The house is kind of rocking as it just kind of...
And you're also trying to hit it in a vulnerable spot. You might hit it, but the bonk, and it doesn't actually hurt it.
So, unfortunately, he's not able to do any damage. So, Casimir's turn.
He is going to cast Fireball.
Okay.
Once I can get the appropriate window.
On a side of it that is not currently engaged by us.
Yeah. Well, also, what I'm going to say is Fireball is big enough. I think it's going to be hard to get the much of the you're going to have to cast past it.
I'm going to firebolt it then instead.
Well, the hut is big enough. I will say you can hit parts of it without hitting anybody else. I'll allow that because you can kind of just do it on the far side of it and get just that half of it. All right.
Yeah, like over here.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. It makes a dexterity saving throw. which is not great. It's rolling super low on those saving throws, so it does take that.
28 damage.
Yeah, and so you guys are whittling it away. You're doing some damage to it. That's Casimir's turn. It is the hut's turn now. It's going to wail on Rockjaw again. Let's see. Rockjaw and the upper bear and Ismark again.
Now, if it hits Rockjaw, does it hit itself?
No.
If it rolls a 1.
You know what? Actually, it's instead of the bear, it's the third one is going to be for Pavel for that blight spell.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So
Bear was willing to take it.
yeah, Rockjaw, Pavel, Ismark is the order here.
30.
I think all three of those are hits.
Yeah.
So for Rockjaw, that's 32 halved.
Okay.
Pavel is going to take 31,
Oh, I've dropped below half.
and then Ismark takes 37. All right. So both of them are suddenly, a little worse for wear. And so that's the end of this round. So got a tough fight. You guys are making some headway on it. You forced the witch herself to retreat to cover, but it's not over, and this thing hits hard.
Yep.
All right, so I think we'll call it there for this time. Thank you, those of you in the chat who were not, not the spammers. Prince Justin. Thank you, and thank you guys for playing. And we'll be back. Is everyone able to do next week?
I don't think I will be.
Okay. Well,
I think it will be.
okay. We'll feel it out, and I think if we can get 4 out of 5, we'll do it. All right.
All right.
So, talk to you guys later. Stop the stream.
All right.